Okay, and this video was titled "Horse Kicks a Tree and Farts on a Dog and Runs Away." I had to play that for you guys. It just popped up. I don't know why, but there we go. Okay. So I thought it was a funny title. I'm like, I'm just gonna play this. All right, how's everyone's day going? I hope that you are all doing well. And I think that we're live. Who the frick knows? Oh, the chat box, it's gone weird. I don't know why it's doing this, but okay, whatever. Horses always farther away when they frolic. That's why they're the best. Yeah, I was confused. I was just like, this is the most random title of a video. And it was just like it said it was like 7 years ago. I don't know, YouTube like lately has been showing me like really random videos. Oh, you know what's actually another funny one? Hold on, let me find this. It showed me this morning and I watched it because of the title. Nas to Vogue. Okay, hold on. This is like classic YouTube. Hold on, let's go down to this. Okay. This is like 17 or 15 years ago. So this is like original YouTube. Okay, so that's the video. I don't know if that's copyrighted music, so we'll see what happens with that one. But yeah, anyway, how are you guys doing? Yeah, Nosferatu voguing. It's like, what? What is this? It is like 15 years ago or something like that. I'm like, oh my God. Once in a while, YouTube shows me like really old videos. I'm like, man, I miss like classic YouTube from back in the day. Even I used YouTube before it was sold to Google. Like I remember original YouTube, OG YouTube. Didn't it start off as like a naughty video sharing site? Or was it a dating site? I can't remember what it started as. Also, hey Cass, yeah, no worries. If anyone needs to, I forgot the word. If anyone needs to lurk, don't worry about chatting. I totally get it. You guys, I know that you guys are here and it's cool. Oh, right. I was going to start a goal. What do we want to do? Like 5 super chats. You know, I'm thinking now, you know what, I'll just offer to tell you guys dating stories. I've had, or you know what, here, I'll give you a choice. Either tell a dating horror story. I actually have a tab on my Discord of dating horror stories, but I don't have it open to the YouTube people because it's raunchy. Tell a dating horror story, or I'll answer a random question. I don't know. I'll give you guys an option. I'll do like a Q&A thing, or I'll tell a dating horror story. That'll be the plan. All right. Yeah, the look on my face. Oh yeah, okay, well, scrolling back. Sorry, yes, Ken. I saw you all like chatting before everything started. Welcome, Ken. Blue Grim Reaper. Hey, Kristen and Alessio as well. Oh, welcome. And Douglas too. We have Kat and Girly Twirly. Hey, welcome. And Cass, like I said before, and Batty Queen. Hello. And thank you. Yeah, I look pretty in my outfit. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Natasha, welcome. And Joan is here too. Welcome, welcome. And oh, there's Stevie. Hey, Stevie, Truth or Demons podcast. And Destination Spooky Vic as well. Glitter Flame. Hey, Angela. And I think then we're all caught up. Oh, I'm gonna knock over stuff. This is, you know me. New subscriber. Welcome, Angela. Welcome. Yeah, I miss goofball stuff like that. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's just like silly stuff. Everything is like, I understand though, like people want, and YouTube wants high quality content because they want TVs to be using YouTube, and YouTube is the #1 app on TVs. Dating horror story, please. All right, Kat, thank you for the super chat. So yeah, like YouTube wants it to be like TV, and they want to like encourage everyone to be using the app all the time on their TV. So like they want long content, they want like quality content, you know, and then they're doing the whole shorts to try to get people on their phones, right? To compete with that. But it's just like everything is so commercialized now, and you really have to make money for long form content because the amount of time that goes into this stuff is huge. Like I'm going to be doing more streams and stuff because I'm just like, I'm having trouble getting everything done because life is lifing, right? It takes a long time to work through all that stuff. So hello, Olivia. But yeah, I kind of miss just like the goofy stuff from back in the day, you know? Once in a while you can see that on like an Instagram reel or TikTok, but it's just if someone's kind of having fun, like you don't really get to see a lot of their TikToks. And then eventually something kind of goes viral and then they just start making money, right? They kind of like monetize it. So hey, Douglas. Douglas says dating horror stories. Okay, cool. And I know I have a tab filled with them as well. So like, well, I don't know if I told you guys the story of, okay, yeah, we'll see if I've told you guys the story of, okay, I date like, I've dated a lot of Latinos, and there's a lot of drama that goes in with dating them for some reason. So I could tell you one of the Latino drama stories. Gotta get my shorts right again. Yeah, shorts are like, I just don't have time to keep up on it. And honestly, it's not really great with YouTube. Like YouTube seems to be like either create long form content or create shorts. If you make both, it like freaks out in the algorithm. It's like there's two different algorithms, right? And live streaming seems to be okay with long form content, but shorts are kind of like their own thing. I think the algorithm, from how I'm noticing it, it seems like the algorithm is split between mobile users and TV users. And if you create content for both, then it gets freaked out, right? Hey, Cass, oh, thank you for the super chat as well. But yeah, so a lot of people have said it's better to have like two different channels for it, but the short form content is the best way to kind of build yourself on all the other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Well, TikTok's kind of going to the trash now. But also I heard that apparently Instagram is going to start testing long form content because they want to compete with YouTube, which, I mean, I'd be down with like having a platform that competes in some way, right? Right now I'm in Facebook jail though, because somebody complained that I pointed out about Matt Rife doing an SA joke. So they reported my comment underneath Stevie's post. I'm like, I've made that, I even added that as a post somewhere too. And I've made that comment elsewhere, but someone reported it. And I'm in Facebook jail until like September 10th. Oh, thank you, Glitter Flame, for the super chat. What do we say? It'd be like 5. Does it count Cass's one? I feel like it does. It does. I'm not too sure. Oh God, how do I close this? How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, okay, it does count. Yeah, it does count Cass's. Okay. Because sometimes when it does the .99, I don't know. Yes, I could tell you a few too. Yeah, like, I know I've been dating off and on. I do the dating apps and they're just so bad. Yeah, we're at 4 so far. Okay, cool. And then I was watching a video today and there were a bunch of stories about Hinge, and I noticed Hinge is the worst app. I feel like the apps are kind of based on region. I've always kind of thought, okay, based on your region, some apps are a little bit more like better than others. Like Tinder, you can find both, like people that are looking for a serious relationship and people looking for a hookup. You can find that on Tinder or in my area for some reason. A lot of other places, Tinder is just a hookup app, right? But Hinge, it seems like no matter where you live, no matter where you live, Hinge is bad apparently. I noticed that like a few people I talked to on Hinge, I uninstalled it a long time ago. So I'm not even sure. I should probably go on and see if I can delete my profile because I don't even remember if I deleted my profile and I don't know what it says on it anymore. So it's £1 and 99 pence. Okay, I have to have you know, Florio, I'm not that cheap. No, okay, so when it does the 99 cents, it's because you're on an iPhone. Like literally, if you guys are ever curious, anytime it does .99 when somebody does a super chat, they're on an iPhone. And what's messed up about that is Apple takes 30% of the cut from that, and YouTube takes 30%. Actually, no, wait, I think Apple takes like 40 or 50, I think. And in the end, like we only get like 10 or 20% when you do a super chat using an iPhone. It's a very small amount because Apple is taking a cut of everything. Like Apple's such a horrible company. I have a video I want to work on for that though. I started working on it and then I lost the save files when my computer crashed. So we'll get back to it. Johnny Knoxville, if you see this, I don't mean you, baby. Wait, what? What did you say, Kristen? Dating you. Oh, because you would date Johnny Knoxville. Gotcha. You would really date him? Isn't he kind of dumb? I'm on an iPad. That is shocking. I'm outraged on your behalf. Yeah, it's totally Apple. Like they're such a crap company, but they were started by a cult leader and they started as a cult. I don't know if you guys know this about Apple's history. They were a cult. Like that, they were a business cult. They probably still are. But like Steve Jobs was a cult leader. So, and everyone that worked there, cult members. It's a crazy story. If you don't know about it, watch the movie Pirates of Silicon Valley. It's an accurate movie and it's very well done. Very well done. Yeah. He's funny and hot. I don't care. All right. As long as like that's the thing. When someone's like too dumb for me, it like lowers their hotness factor. Apple are greedy bastards. Yeah. Most companies are. Yeah. Yeah. Morning, I shall lurk. Hey, Laws. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, anyone who just wants to lurk, that's totally cool. Yeah, that tracks for Apple. Yeah. Hello, my name is, Inigo Montoya. I'm saying that wrong. You dated my father. Prepare to date me too. Thank you, Ken. All right, so that's the number 5 one. Okay, so if I told you guys this one already, let me know, and I'll tell a different one. I feel like maybe I told it, but I'm not sure. Or I'll at least give you a small one. Okay. Let's start with the Latino story. So I was dating, technically he wasn't a Latino. I kind of like Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, South American, right? So I kind of like end up putting them together sometimes. And I know they're not technically, but whatever. So I was dating him. It was good. Like we were getting along really well. We clicked really good. And we were sort of discussing like our future. We were dating for a while. And then one day this like pregnant chick shows up at his front door and she's like, this is your baby. But she's like 6 months pregnant. So it turns out she was a ex-friend of his who he didn't like. And she kept trying to like date him and sleep with him and stuff. And he kept telling her no. And one night they got like really wasted and then they had sex together. And then she didn't tell him that she was pregnant until it's like past the time that she can, get rid of the baby. Not that he would make her or anything, but she waited. She's very conniving. Okay. So she waited until then to show up at his door and do this. Right. So totally out of nowhere with this. And then it was just like, I don't know, it was like a friggin' truck hit us. Like, we're just like not ready for this. And he's like, I had no idea this was happening. And then she was just like a psycho. So like, we're trying to still date. And she's like, oh no, it's totally cool. I get that you have a girlfriend. But then she would like call him. Like one day she called him 115 times and she would not leave him alone. She kept harassing him and she was bugging him to move in together because it's the family unit. And whenever you date someone who's like South American, Latino, even like Portugal as well. Like there's very much the family, actually, even like you could say Arab too. They have a similar thing too, Middle Eastern. And I date all these anyway. So they have like this family view, right? Where you keep the family unit together, even if you don't get along, you do it for the sake of children growing up in a household where there's a mother and father together, right? They're very much about this, even if they're not like religious and some aren't religious, it's just sort of like their culture. So she kept trying to guilt him to move in with her. And there was like this on and off thing of, oh, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. And so I ended up being like, okay, I can't be in this relationship because this is like, it was a roller coaster of emotions every freaking day. And I'm like, listen, I'm willing to, be in this relationship with you, and we can deal with the kid as needed. Like, you just take care, like you're probably going to get your kid like every other week or something, like a normal custody thing. And, if you want help, I'll come by and help you out. If you want me not there during the week you have the kid, I don't have to be there, because we were like serious, like we were talking about long term. Right. So it's not like we were just a fling, like we were planning stuff. Right. So I'm like, well, then, your kid will like already, like I'm already there. So it's not like a new person. You know what I mean? So, and even at that, the kid might, you really don't remember stuff before like the age of 5. Most people don't, 4 or 5. So like, even if we didn't last for like the next 3 years, like if we end up breaking up, the baby wouldn't know, right, about me. So anyway, so it's just like up and down. It was a lot, right? Trying to blame culture, but more like she was just baby tripping psychopath. She knew how he felt about, like, there's a lot of them that you kind of know that this is like their culture, and she knew about his parents, and his mom was like his mom and dad came and immigrated here, so they were very like old world kind of, so she knew that. And that's why she was saying that stuff, right? Because she knew what would guilt him. She knew what would upset him, So she kept doing stuff like that. There was other little things too that she just like knew things that would like hit his buttons, and she kept doing it. So it was just like total psychotic behavior. Hey, Victoria, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Yes, hello. So yeah, that's my one crazy story. Now I'll give you like a small one before we get into the Celina crap. So this is just a small one. I'll do an add-on. I started talking to someone just on a dating app. We didn't even go on a date. I started talking to them, and a lot of people will be like, what do you do? Because you kind of ask each other that, right? And at one point, at times I've always said like content creator, and then people are like, oh, do you do OF? And I'm like, why do you guys always go there? Like what? If there was a guy that said this, I wouldn't immediately think OF, right? Also, thank you guys for doing the jewels as well. I saw Ken did a chili pepper, and Kat gave a flower. Welcome. Thank you. Distracted. So I started talking to this guy. So I said, okay, I do YouTube, right? And then they always ask for more, and I don't give them my channel because I'm like, I don't give my channel unless we're actually going to be a serious couple. Like I don't get my channel out until like the 4th or 5th date. Like it's my work. I keep it separate, right? Just like I don't give out my socials either, because you never know who this person is you're talking to, and they could stalk you, right? So I got talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I work in like the sort of paranormal niche, right? I kind of make it a little bit vague. And then he was like, oh, I love Twin Paranormal. And I was like, oh, I'm like, well, I'm in like the debunking niche. And I'm like, Twin Paranormal is like the fakest channel on all of YouTube. Like they fake a lot, right? And then he just like unmatched for me when I said that. Like, it's so dumb. I think I made a short about this a while ago. Anyway, I just thought it was so silly. I'm like, really? Okay. We wouldn't have gone along if Twin Paranormal is that important to your life. It's okay. We wouldn't have gone along. Also, hey, Alessia, welcome. It's okay. I get distracted by chili too. Yeah. She needed to not have custody. That's the kind of person who uses a kid as a pawn. Yeah, Glitter. Oh yeah. I don't know what's gone on with him since. Like, I was just kind of like, listen, I think I said to him, listen, I'm going to give you like a week. Like, I'm going to like not come around for like a week and give you time to like think on this and decide what you want to do. And I'm like, if after a week of you thinking on it, if you want me to stick around and help you out, then let me know and I'll come back and, whatever. But if you don't contact me, then I'm going to assume then that you don't, because he kept like trying to break up with me, but then like not break up with me, and then trying to get me to break up with him. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to give you this option, because like, I don't think he wanted to break up, but like he was kind of like feeling forced to break up. Right. Also, welcome Kenny, welcome Kelly. Sorry. Thank you for becoming a member. All right. Glad I've never seen them. Oh, Twin Paranormal. Oh, they're horrible. Yeah. He likes Twin Paranormal. Inside, you're an instant no match. Oh yeah. I was like, okay, if Twin Paranormal is that important to you, then yeah, this wouldn't have worked for us. Also, I feel bad for whoever you date, because it's like the worst. They're even just annoying. Like, they're just annoying. And yes, hello, Alessio. Hello, handsome boy, Alessio. Yes. Yeah, Alessio's got that Italian accent. You know what I mean? All right. So hold on. Let's get the Celina video going. I'm gonna put the green thingy behind me, which I keep forgetting to do. So hold on. Let me just set this up on the chair and stuff, because it'll make it so that I don't like go all like wonky. I think I forgot to do it on the last stream. I think I was watching it. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot to put the green thing out, because all the edges of my form were like spazzing. We'll get there. We'll get there. I gotta put it like even on the armrest too, because I noticed it down on my arms. Are we flirting in here? Yes, I know, right? It's just Alessio. Yeah, blame Alessio. He's Italian. It's always his fault. It's all right. It's all good. Oh, thank you, Douglas, for gifting a membership. Oh, Kristen, did she get a membership? Nice. Yes. Stephanie, yeah. Okay. All right. Let's bring this up. Hold on. Video thingy. Do this. Do this. I think I was really big because we were looking at TikToks together the other day. Yes, I will make myself a little smaller. Do. Okay, so for those who are new to any of this, I don't know if any of you guys are aware. Celina Spookyboo, I have covered her before. She's sort of like, she's one that's on my radar a lot, and I have like a lot of issues with her, and I did want to make like a whole big video about her. But you know, I've been distracted with a bunch of stuff. So essentially, I did make an initial video about this, but she announced her and her husband were going to come out with this show where they were going to go to residential houses and help spirits move on, or like whatever stupid crap. And when they announced this, she said that she wanted to be like the next, her and her husband want to be like the next Ed and Lorraine Warren. And then she said, we're going to go to Salem and I'm going to see if this psychic can help me channel Lorraine and get her blessing to do this, right? And when I first did a video on this originally, I was saying that I don't like it when people monetize residential cases, because the majority of the time, residential cases, a lot of them are like psychological issues. There's like addiction issues. There's a lot of them there that, I mean, the ones that I always went to and did like I didn't film them and stuff. I was going there to help. Most of them, people reached out to me because I'm a witch. They wanted my help with it. And most of them, we found that it was electrical issues. But I've noticed, like in America specifically, and probably on the West Coast Canada, people are very religious. So a lot of times it is psychological issues or addiction issues, right? And personally, me, it's just like with the Warrens, I don't think that you should be monetizing residential cases. I don't think that you should be putting children and these people on video when they're in a state of mind where they can't properly consent, you know, and then you're making money off them. And are you giving them any of the money? No. And, you know, I slightly called out the Foreman brothers for doing this or whatever. What's the name of their channel? I can't remember. Paranormal Nightmare or something. I slightly called them out in a video that was mainly about Colin. It was like 3 hours of Colin and like 10 minutes of them, and people were like, oh, you're evil, blah blah blah, they help people. And I'm like, no, they make money off of people's stories, and they stick the camera in the faces of people who are dealing with problems. Like, it's fine if you want to go to a place that is an attraction for ghost hunters, but to go into someone's home, it's messed up. It is messed up. And also, not to mention too, that some of them have kids and stuff. Those kids could get made fun of in school, because that happened with all of Ed and Lorraine Warren's cases. All of the kids from those cases, they got picked on a lot in school because they were the ones living in the haunted house, right? So it's just, it's not good. Anyway, I have like a lot of opinions on it. It's not good. And I know I was working on a video about this and I just hadn't gone to it. So I had like a video I was working on about residential cases, and then I had a video, or I planned to do a video on Celina. So she announced this, and then I was saying, okay, I'm going to wait to see what their TV show looks like, because I want to see what they're doing with these residential cases, because I have a lot to say on it, right? And it seems that because I follow her on social media. I do watch everything she's doing. She asked people if any of their homes were haunted, and she gave like a geographic location of where she'd be willing to travel because she has a baby now. And I don't think she got anyone to bite on it because they ended up doing a new show, but their new show is just going to the normal haunted places they've been before. So it's just normal haunted attractions. So thankfully there's no residential cases, but you know, the thing with no residential cases too is I can't really point out the problems with it for her doing it, even though she would have done it if she got bites. I don't think she got any bites, you know. Going to people's houses to film should be illegal. It is unethical, but they get like the people to sign a thing saying, or do you agree to be on film? And they sign it. But in my opinion, these people are under duress, right? Like signing a contract when you're grieving, when you're addicted to something, when you're going through a psychological mental break or something, none of that. You should not sign a contract, you know, in my opinion. And that's what ends up happening in these cases. They sign things because they're under mental duress and they don't realize what they're signing, right? And if there's kids involved, yeah, I just think it's messed up to include kids. Yeah. The kids already have trauma from the scary house and they get bullied at school. Yeah, and it's probably the only place that they feel safe because then they get out of the house. And that's what happened with a lot of Ed and Lorraine's stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so it was really bad. It was really bad with the kids when you look back on everything. So eventually I'm going to work on a video that kind of gets into that. And I do want to point out all the issues with Ed and Lorraine. So anyway, I was waiting for Celina to release this video about her doing this thing in Salem because she did do it. Like she did this trip a long time ago. So they're planning to do that. And then she announced like on her social, she's like, guess what? We just came back from Salem. And this was like a while ago. And it seems they didn't, and that's when she started asking people for residential homes. It seemed like she didn't get any hits. And then they ended up doing a show on Tubi. This is their new TV show. It's on Tubi. It's just the same as all their other, whatever, haunted attractions. And sorry, my chair clicks. I know what causes the click. And I can like tighten these bolts and it stops for like a few seconds, but then it carries on. But whatever, the chair is comfortable, so we just deal with it. But it's just the same as every YouTube video that they've done for a ghost hunt. And that's their show. I'm just like, it's just haunted attractions. So it's nothing new. But they were trying to find residential cases, and that's sort of the problem, you know? And I feel like actually, I think these episodes were the ones on Tubi. Because I watched the Tubi stuff. I think that they must have released them. They probably have some contract where they can release them eventually, is probably what it is. Because I remember this one. You know, I honestly have not watched a lot of her ghost hunt stuff, and I was critical of her stuff before. I just got busy and stuff's been going on. I should make some videos where I just kind of react, and pretty much what we do is we go in, we research, we fact check her research and her psychic visions, and we all prove that she's lying. So, I mean, Side-Eye Guys proved that she's lying about the Farrar School. Beardo recently did a video, I believe it was maybe this one, and he also proved that she was lying, or like her visions or whatever are lies because everything that she visioned was not true, and that there were still, I believe, I think it was the Celina video, there was still family alive. And this is the problem, right? She has these visions, and all of her visions, every time you watch a Celina video, she goes super dark. She always has to go dark. Like every time she goes to a house, something bad happened. Oh, you know, I'm going to this place. It's haunted by this doctor who saved all these women's lives, and it's a great place. And da, da, da. And nothing bad actually happened there. But then she finds some way to create a really sick story. Like she always does this at every location. And we've all just been fact checking her. I mean, I've done it on some of her videos too. So she just lies about everything. So, they never left the basement. Yeah, I think this is the one that Beardo fact check, and it's just like all wrong. Of course, not surprised. So she did this one about Lorraine going to Salem. They filmed it a while ago. She finally released it. And the thing is, okay, I have not watched this yet. I'm just going to live react to it with you guys because I'm confident I know Celina well enough that this is going to be filled with a bunch of crap, and we will fact check it. Didn't know they investigated the Alamo. I mean, yeah, I think they've been like, they're going everywhere at this point, right? I think if a person's going to pretend to be psychic, or if they think they are, they should at least Google the place before they edit and post that crap. Yeah, yeah. It's so dark, it's kind of gross to a degree. Yeah, like her mind is sick that she goes this dark all the time. Like, what is wrong with you? Why does it always have to be dark? And the thing is, everything that you envision never happened. We fact checked you. We proved that your vision never happened. Like, this is all not true. So why do you always have to go this dark? Like, there's something wrong. Like, you need to, I'm sorry, she needs to be in therapy. Like, the stuff that she always visions is gross. It's kind of sick. Like, she needs to stop watching true crime or something, or go to therapy. I don't know what's causing her to have these sick thoughts, but she's the TikTok version of Zach Bagans. Yeah. Yeah, she kind of is. She does a lot of overacting, but she's actually a good actor. Okay, I will give her this. Celina's a good actor. I did watch the film that her and Chris made. Chris is not a good actor. It's like she's pretty obvious when she's acting. Celina's very good. So when you watch that film, if you ever get around to watching that film, first of all, they fake a bunch of ghost results. So we know that they know how to fake stuff. That kind of debunks everything they do. But you can see how good Celina is as an actor. She's good. She is good. So it also has to make you question a lot of the videos that she puts out too. Hey, beauty and stuff, just lurking, giving the algorithm my support. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, everyone don't forget to hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. I always forget to say that. And you have to say it because a lot of times people forget. So we've gone over ethical psychic stuff before. I don't think Celina has had that training. Oh yeah, Celina is not ethical at all. No. I mean, most of these YouTube and TikTok psychics that go on these ghost hunts and stuff, they're really not ethical. They don't understand what ethics is, I don't think. Also, if living relatives at those places still exist, it's defamation to the dead relative. I'd be so mad. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, in my opinion, if they're still living relatives, like, just don't. No. Like, I've always said, I think for me, I think the limit is like, and also if you're going to a location to do a ghost hunt because someone was murdered there, I also think that it's not ethical or not great. Like, not, I don't know what to call it. It's very scummy to do a ghost hunt there if the person like was just murdered. You know, like, in my opinion, I think that there should be 2 generations before you go and monetize on that murder. And you're not monetizing like you're telling the true crime. You're monetizing like you're using apps, and the apps end up telling a different story. And then you like title your video, "We found out the truth. We found out what really happened, what the cops don't know." And you didn't, because it's an app. You know, and this is where I get frustrated with these things. Hey, Chief Von Beef, welcome. Yes, I prepaid the rent. All right, thank you. Shoot, sorry I'm late. I was brushing my daughter's hair. No worries, Ami. We started with dating stories, and now we're getting into Celina. So I'm just giving you a bit of background of Celina, where this video is coming from, so everyone knows this was filmed a long time ago. She never got any hits on the residential thing. I have been like anyone who's in my research Discord knows, I've been collecting I have a lot of stuff on her. A lot. So I have a big section in my research Discord with Celina, because like eventually I'm going to get around to doing a video on her. Seems the dead can't even escape paranormal influencers. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I find that true crime and ghost hunting are like, they're overlapping like a lot more lately, which is why I want to get more into some true crime area and stuff. And there's true crime people that are now doing ghost hunts with the ghost hunter YouTubers. It's like, they're just combining, like the 2 niches are combining. It's so stupid. They could ask, but don't, because they know it's in bad taste. Yeah, it is in bad taste. Yeah. There's one fruit fly in my house. I've been trying to kill it. I brought home a cantaloupe. I just bought a cantaloupe. It's probably from that, isn't it? Every time bring a piece of fruit into this freaking house, I swear. And so it's really tiny and you guys can't see it, but I can. So if I'm doing that, I'm trying to get this stupid fruit fly. I brought home a cantaloupe yesterday. Okay. So we're going to watch this. We're going to fact check, what they're saying. But to start, hold on, wait, before we even get into this, let's talk about Lorraine's wishes. I don't even know. Did I save this stuff? I don't think I did. Whatever, I can show you guys. Lorraine, Warren, belief on channeling human spirits. I think I had some stuff saved. Hold on. there's a news article. Let me see if I can find where I saved this. Because Stevie found it and I downloaded it. Yeah, here we go. Let me also, I'm going to add this to, I'm just going to throw this in my Discord really quick, or a Discord. I have like 5 of them. Let's find and let's do Celina. Throw it in there. Okay, just so I can bring it up for you guys. And was there another image too? I know that there were some more articles. I feel like, didn't I save some links? Oh, I thought that I saved some links for this. I did pre-prepare for this, but apparently, because I don't even have, like normally you can put tabs here for Opera and it just keeps all your stuff organized, and apparently I did not. Yeah, I had like links and I'm dumb and I think I closed them all. So I'll get into this. Hold on. So we'll start this first, but let me just show you. Hold on. Celina. Where is it? Celina. Open. Okay. All right. I know this is kind of like. Okay, so this is from a news article from Ed and Lorraine. This is from Stevie. I know I have like the bigger version of it somewhere, but I know Stevie is showing it on her videos too. And definitely go check out, when I'm saying Stevie, it's Truth or Demons podcast. Go check it out. She just concentrates a lot on debunking Ed and Lorraine Warren and all the work that they've done and things that have come out over the years. So she has tons of information on them. I have so many screenshots on my phone. I don't know exactly. I gotta start unloading this stuff. I tried cleaning up my phone the other day, and I only got a few months in. Okay, so this is their view on it. So apparitions are easier to get rid of than ghosts, which Ed says are not spirits of the dead, and which are actually inhuman, demonic, and harder to reach. Oh, Mrs. Warren said, right? So essentially, their view on it is that ghosts are not human. Like all the time with Ed and Lorraine, they were just demons. Everything was demons. It was all demons. So any haunting is not humans, right? It's an orb. It's a fruit-seeking orb, yeah. True crime by day, ghost hunting by night. Oh, yeah, 100%. I think Eleanor Neal used to read true crime stuff. Oh, yeah, no, she does true crime, and she's gotten really gross about it. She makes up stuff, too. She's been outed for making up stuff in her stories, too. Lorraine's wish is apparently the afterlife has a comment section now. Yeah. You put your research away in a safe place on the internet, somewhere on the internet. Yeah, I know. Subscribe and like. Always appreciate some good BS detecting. Yeah, no problem, Chief. Yeah. And thank you, Moon Syndra, for the stars, for the jewel stars. Stevie is really good with research. I do recommend you go check out her channel. There's a bigger part to this article, though. There's something that she highlighted for me. Where the heck did I put it? I, honest to God, did prepare for this stream. And I accidentally closed everything. I'm stupid. I do. I had everything up on my screen, ready to go. And I think I remember I closed out everything not thinking because I was working on something else. So sometimes I save the links in a text file, but clearly I didn't do it this time. Yeah, I have like an article somewhere that Stevie shows highlighting, and it gets into more about, actually, you know what? It might be on Facebook. Hold on. I think she showed it on Facebook because it's about Ed and Lorraine's view on, it's their view on, what's it called? Ghosts, right? Like, what are ghosts? You know what I mean? Because also Ed and Lorraine doesn't believe that you can, oh yeah, Alessio sent me stuff. Right. I remember that part. Right, Alessio, let me actually go back. Hold on, he sent me a link to some stuff. Oh gosh, we talked too much. Too many chats. Oh boy. Scroll. There we go. Okay. All right. This is also part of this too. Truth or demons. Okay. Okay, sir. Please join the tabs. Thank you. Okay. Let's go to Stevie, Truth or Demons podcast. All right. Now let's see if we can find the article. I'm pretty sure she shared this recently. I swear, I remember grabbing it. It was something about, what's his name? Wayne, I believe, was talking about what spirits actually are. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lorraine didn't want the museum the way it is. Yeah. And there's Lorraine's wishes for the museum. She never wanted it to be, whatever, a tour like this. Yeah, lots of Matt Rife bullshit. We're dealing with that. Oh, right. Haunted Cabbage Patch dolls. Yeah, Ed and Lorraine really did feed into the satanic panic. They did not help the situation at all. Nope. Where's the Wayne Kirby thing? Oh, Judith Penny. Jason was okay. Taps. Jason. Yeah, that was some of the receipts and stuff that she was showing. I have to try to figure out where this is. But point is that Wayne was trying to explain that like spirits are this, but apparitions are this, and that's what Ed and Lorraine said, but like it's not. That isn't what they said. So yeah, there's been a lot of stuff happening on Facebook, to be fair. All right, not sure where it is, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. So just to open this up, oops. Hold on, just to open this up. So like Alessio is Italian and he knows all about the Catholic stuff. Like he grew up in Italy, you know, the Vatican. So, you know, I already said like, so the Catholicism version 1, this is a bit of background. Ed and Lorraine Warren, they were part of what is called the hold on. I can't pronounce this. Hold on. Pronounce. Come on, Google, do a talkie thing for me.
Sedevacantist.
Yeah, see?
Sedevacantist.
Anyway, so essentially what these people are is they refuse to adapt to Catholicism version 2. And Catholicism version 2, essentially, they end up changing things where they're like, okay, the sermon, or like when they read from the Bible, you're supposed to do it in English and not just like Italian or not Latin or whatever. Like you're supposed to do it in all the different languages. The priests used to face away from the congregation because they were like, I guess, some sort of conduit of God and they weren't supposed to face you. As well, priests never talked to their congregation, which is great. That's really helpful. And also version 2 also introduced some things around like exorcisms and, you know, checks and balances to make sure people don't die and to deal with psychological issues. There's a lot of things that Catholicism version 2 did, right? So now with the Sedevacanticists, they believe in traditional Catholic. And the big thing with that is if they're traditional Catholic, which is like old school, like they don't believe that there's been a valid pope since World War II Hitler time, and that pope supported the Nazis. That's the only pope that they consider the last, valid pope. There's a lot of problems with this group. So, the thing is, when Ed and Lorraine were running this, they were all running off of this because the old world Catholic movement, right? There was a lot of exorcism stuff and they were kind of getting away with things. So what ended up happening is during this whole time, the Vatican, they actually excommunicated Sedevacanticists. They excommunicated them. And then it was like, I think the 90s or something, they ended up reversing the excommunication, but they said like, you're not going to go to hell now, but you are not okayed by the church. Like the church doesn't put the rubber stamp on you. You're like limbo kind of, right? But recently, the new pope now wants to excommunicate these people again because they just do whatever the hell they want. Like, they're kind of like the Wild West. They just do whatever the hell they want. And they call themselves Catholic, but they're not, because they're doing stuff that's against what the church wants, you know? So I totally agree that the pope should excommunicate with them, because people don't realize that this set of anarchists, they are crazy. They are the ones that are like, just doing whatever the heck. Like, it's crazy stuff that they do. They're unhinged, you know. There's no checks and balances with them because they don't believe that this pope is valid. Therefore, they don't listen to the Vatican. They don't care what the Vatican tells them. So it's like, okay, well, if you don't care, then you should be excommunicated. And I agree, you know. All right, let me just check chat here. Not all demons, but always a demon. Yes. Difference between spirits and apparition. Yeah, it was something dumb like that. It doesn't even matter, but it was some dumb quote. But Stevie Anna found in like a newspaper article, and I remember she highlighted some stuff because it said what Ed and Lorraine viewed as what's human and what's not human and all that stuff. Haunted Cabbage Patch dolls because regular dolls weren't creepy enough. Yeah. Raggedy Ann doll, man, made one by hand. I just don't view it the same. Yeah, they kind of ruined the Raggedy Ann doll, huh? Are they the ones who didn't agree with Vatican II? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was they didn't agree with Vatican II. Yeah, I'm Gen X. I remember the Satanic Panic very well. Yeah, it was so crazy. Yeah, the Geraldo Rivera show, that one was real bad. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. Oh God, it was so dumb. I've been to Babyland, General Cleveland, GA, where all Cabbage Patch dolls are born, haunted and not so haunted. I think Mel Gibson is one. I believe he is, yes. Nothing like learning your childhood doll might be haunted 30 years later, right? Yeah, they're radicals. Yeah, the set of anarchists are radical Catholics. So, like, I wouldn't, actually, you know what? I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they fed into the Satanic Panic. I would not be surprised because they were big. They were like the rule breakers during that time. They were like, we're not listening to the Vatican, you know? So it's so dumb. They accept only first the Vatican Council for political reasons. In my opinion, they're very conservative. They are, yeah. Like, the Vatican's kind of getting sick of them because they have been pushing their luck on a lot of stuff over the years, and it's just getting worse and worse, right? So yeah, essentially, they believe that the last valid pope was Pius the 13th, and this is the pope that was a Nazi. So anyway, so the point is these hardcore ones, right? They don't believe in mediums and stuff. Like, you can't talk to dead humans. So what Lorraine and Ed were doing, they were talking to demons, right? Like, they weren't talking to human spirits. Like, you're not supposed to. If you are, then you're like a false prophet. Like, they're very hardcore about the religion. So Lorraine would never talk to a medium, right? Because Lorraine actually was the more Catholic one. Ed really wasn't. Lorraine was the Catholic one. So her, of all people, this would be like kind of against her entire belief system, you know? So I asked Alessio I asked him about this. Do Catholics, let's see. Do they believe that someone can talk to the dead when the spirit is in heaven, right? Because, I mean, Lorraine and Ed, they would have gone to heaven, right? According to Lorraine's belief system. Unless you said, no, in Catholicism, this is something that is not believed. Catholics use saints to intercede for them. And the section 2116 and 2117 specifically forbid this. And then he gave me this thing here. So here, 2116, here. All forms of divination are to be rejected. Recourse to Satan or demons, conjuring up the dead, or other practices falsely supposed to unveil the future, consulting with horoscopes, astrology, palm reading, interpretation of omens and lots, the phenomena of clairvoyance, and recourse to mediums, all concealed desire for power over time. Lorraine commented on that. History, and in the last analysis, other human beings, as well as a wish to conciliate power. They contradict the honor, respect, and loving fear that we owe to God alone. So again, against Lorraine's religion. All right. Then 2117, all practices of magic, sorcery by which one attempts to tame occult powers so as to place them at one's service and have a supernatural power over others, even if this were for the sake of restoring their health, are gravely contrary to the virtue of religion. These practices are even more to be condemned when accompanied by the intention of harming someone or when they have recourse to the intervention of demons. Wearing charms is also reprehensible. Spiritism is often implies divination or magical practices. The church, for her part, warns the faithful against it. Recourse to so-called traditional cures do not justify either the invocation of evil spirits or the exploitation of another's credulity. So here's the thought process of Ed and Lorraine Warren, right? This 2117 one is actually really important. So Ed and Lorraine would always say that, oh, this demon is here now. So any haunting was a demon, right? Because it can't be a human, right? It's got to be demons. And Lorraine would only get visions and she'd have like trance medium things because it was a demon. Like she was able to see things because it was a demon. Like she wasn't talking to a human spirit. She could maybe see something that transpired in a house or something like that, but still the haunting was still a demon because it had to match their belief system, right? And this part here, Ed and Lorraine were known to tell people that they were being possessed or their home was possessed or whatever. They were being haunted by a demon because they took part in something occult, right? Something like magic, witches. Lorraine even, and Stevie has this somewhere, she even told a couple that they were being haunted by a demon because the couple moved in together and were having sex before marriage. And because they were having sex before marriage, essentially Satan came in and gave them a demon, and that's why it's destroying their lives. And Lorraine was like, she was really mean to this couple. No reason to be like that. So like she honest to God believed this stuff. Like Lorraine was the one who believed in this crap. So why would she communicate with a psychic in Salem? Because this is where Celina goes. Why would she talk to a psychic? Right? Like this doesn't match her belief structure. And if someone truly loved Lorraine, if someone like really, oh, she's my idol, she's my hero, why would you then not know about her beliefs? Like, why would you go against her beliefs? You know what I mean? So like, this is the whole thing that I already was like, why is Celina doing this? Because if she actually truly loved Lorraine and knew anything about her, then she would know that Lorraine wouldn't be okay with this. So, okay, let me just check the chat here. Okay, find my spot. They accept only the Vatican, the First Vatican Council. Oh yeah, we already did that. Yeah. Satanic Panic. My girlfriend's first husband's mother burned their D&D books and dice with gasoline because Satan. The Dungeons and Dragons thing was so dumb. Like it's a freaking board game. It's so stupid. She burned all her eyebrows and arm hair off. Oh, doing it? Oh God. And the marriage certificate was in there? Oh, that's crazy. No Pope, no problem, apparently. Yeah. As someone who grew up Catholic in Portugal, ghosts are people who are in need of prayer only. You're not supposed to do any kinds of paranormal stuff. Yeah. Oh, there was a quote I had somewhere, and I think this was also something Stevie gave me, or I found it where, no, I think I found it. Lorraine did say, once in a while, Lorraine and it said, once in a while, it can be a human ghost who's stuck at that location because something happened to them and they have unfinished business, such as a murder, right? But Lorraine didn't die in Salem. So I'm just saying. And she wasn't murdered. So her ghost shouldn't be sitting in Salem waiting to talk to a psychic. All right. She declared war on Satan, lost her eyebrows, yeah, in the opening round. Before they became more popular and mass-produced, they were originally born and emerged from the magical crystal tree. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What? Ken? Okay. She likes the idea of Lorraine, but not the actual person. Yeah. How awful, taking advantage of vulnerable people. Yeah. Oh, for love of God. Yeah. So, like, my point is, I'm not saying, so here's the thing, right? Like, when me and Stevie and the rest of us, when we critique Ed and Lorraine Warren, we're using facts. We're like, okay, we're fact checking. We're going, oh, nope, this isn't right. They lied to you about this, and here's the proof, right? Or at the very least, we're like, let's do some critical thinking. There obviously isn't a demon in every freaking house. Like, anyway. You know what I mean? Like, we try to apply some logic and facts to everything, but then the fake ghost hunters, fake psychic, she can go to Salem and like whatever, channel Lorraine and get Lorraine's blessing, when it's like, okay, but that seems actually more hurtful to their image. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, you shouldn't disgrace the dead, they're not here to defend themselves. Like, first of all, everyone did call them out back then too, and you can go see them trying to defend themselves on Sally Jesse Raphael. It was a mess. But if we don't talk about the dead, then that means what? We're not supposed to talk about Hitler? We're not supposed to talk about Epstein? You know, just saying. It's kind of dumb. Like, we need to talk about the dead, okay? But when we talk about us debunkers, we're using facts and critical thinking and logic. But a ghost hunter, she goes in and she's actually disgracing her memory by going against Lorraine's beliefs. And then now she's going to make up probably a new story, right? New lore about Lorraine that isn't real, you know? And did Lorraine's family agree to what Celina's doing? Are they okay with what she's doing? Considering that Elton and Matt are making money off of the story of Ed and Lorraine now, do they know what Celina did? Are they okay with whatever new lore that she came up with? Do you know what I mean? So... sorry, Florida made that right turn at Albuquerque. Yeah, Ken. No worries, Ken. It was a garbage pail kids for me. My Nana made me throw away my collection as a kid. Oh, no. But she stayed married to a pervert till his death. That does happen a lot with certain Christians, yes. Nor would a demon possess a doll of all things possessed by a kid's toy. Yeah, exactly. So just to like begin, this was like a bit of their background, right? Let me see if I can find, there was something else that I found somewhere. Okay, we'll look at that. Okay, so, and their beliefs differed everywhere. We'll look at the AI thing, but I know that this is different in the different books, and Stevie can answer it very specifically. Hey, Rash Cass, welcome. Greetings, Florio channel, family thumbs up, 59. Nice, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Clairvoyance and mediumship. Lorraine stated that she possessed psychic gifts from childhood. This story also didn't come. This is a whole fake story too. It didn't show up until they did psychic training. But anyway, being able to see auras and sense supernatural presences. Oh, right. I need to do a video on the aura thing. I have something to show you guys. Trance mediumship. This is what she said she was, a trance medium, right? So she could allow spirits or entities to communicate through her or provide her with direct insights into a location's history. So essentially she would just really say that she could view like something that happened in a location, or she could get a sense of something and like kind of talk a little bit to the demon or recognize there was a demon there or whatever, but like she couldn't just directly talk to spirits. Like there wasn't human spirits around unless there was a murder, then she could do it, kind of thing, right? Human spirits versus demonic forces. Warrens distinguished between regular human ghost haunting and severe demonic oppressions. Lorraine maintained that she could perceive both. Yeah. Religious framing. As a devout Roman Catholic, she viewed her mediumship not as secular or occult parlor trick. This is what a lot of Catholics do. Like Teresa Caputo does this as well, that this is a God-given gift. And if God didn't want her to use the gift, then he wouldn't have given it to her. This is the logic that a lot of them go through too. So anyway, yeah, there is, let's see if I can find it. I know that there was an article I was looking at. Let's see if I can find it, of course. Because it goes into like, they had different views on, here. Ed and Lorraine warn what is a ghost, something like that. There's like newspaper articles somewhere. Stevie would have them for sure though. Yeah, I have to like bug Stevie and see, because what I can do is, yeah, there's a bunch of these. Stevie has a lot of this stuff. So she's done like a, what do you call it? Oh, see. Stevie has like subscriptions to these things. So she's done different videos on this stuff called tea times that she has on her channel. So what I'll even do is just ask her for like, what are some good tea times I could link below? And then you guys could just watch them after, anyone who's on replay, because she has all the subscriptions to these newspaper thingies. So she can go back and like grab old newspaper articles, and she finds stuff that like Ed and Lorraine quotes, right? And the quotes differ over time, right? Sorry. I'm just like, my chair is uncomfortable today. Usually it's comfortable, but today it's being uncomfortable. So I will find some good tea times and I will link them below because Stevie has done comparisons on this stuff before. I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I hear a noise. What is that? Oh, it's dog barking. Okay. It's been going for a while though. All right, let's see if I can find a ghost. This is a really long article. Actually, I don't think I've read this one. Lorraine considers her clairvoyance a gift from God. Yeah. This about the film. Okay, this is more about the film, I think. It's like the film version of Lorraine. Yeah, okay, that's the fictionalized version of Lorraine. But she did do that whole gift from God bullshit, so. What is this one? Okay. The original Ghost Hunter. So their most well-known case was Amityville, but the funny thing is the first psychic on scene was the psychic that trained her and Ed to be psychic. Which I gotta do a video on that psychic. So she actually was the first one to arrive and she brought in Ed and Lorraine to help out. She said that this house like freaked her out or something, and I think she quit being psychic after this house. But that's when Ed and Lorraine kind of stepped in, right? Ghosts and demons transcend the boundaries of faith, Warren said. A religious woman, she said that her faith is her protection and her drive. She and her husband offer their assistance, requesting only travel expense. Oh yeah, I didn't realize this. Stevie, she thought she told me this and I didn't realize. They do talk about this in their book. So they always said that they went and did things for free for people. They didn't. They made people pay for their travel expenses, which included their flights and their hotel and their food. So like they didn't do this stuff for free. They made people pay for a vacation for them, essentially. And that's something I think that we need to point out more. And I said it to Stevie. I'm like, I didn't realize they actually made the families pay for their travel and their stay. Like, that's crazy. All right. So people who never experienced supernatural or the preternatural find it very difficult to believe things. Yeah. Quotes. Let's see. Any other quotes that she has? I don't think there's one here. What's in here? Annabelle, Parent Family, Amityville, Judith Penny, criticism. Okay, I don't think it gets into too much detail on Ed and Lorraine in this one. But yeah, I just want to give you guys this background information to understand what Lorraine's beliefs are. I know we haven't even started this video yet, but this is like what Ed and Lorraine's beliefs are, so that you understand like why, to begin with, before you even start this video is offensive, in my opinion, because it goes against all of Lorraine's beliefs, and she's going to create like a new story and a new path that like, did the family okay this? You know, like it's kind of weird that Celina does this crap. So I was checking in with support. Rashcast checking in with support. We'll listen divinely later, sister. Thanks for your IP rights, creativity, communication skills. All right. That's the whole sentence is very okay. I can't follow. Speaking of New Mexico, where's KK? What time is it? It is like 4 or something for her. So she might be busy with her boyfriend or dinner or something like that. So they might be busy for a little bit. Sometimes she can come in earlier and sometimes she can come in later. So it kind of depends. 53 days until Caputo Day. Oh, what's Caputo? Oh, right. Caputo's coming to Texas, right? They didn't go to Amityville till after the family had left and they were invited by a TV crew. Yeah. Like they were not the first ones there. So the psychic that taught them, because I mean, I keep saying it. I just forget her name. I'm horrible with names. So hold on. Let me bring it up. Let me just find it. It's saved as a chapter name in one of my videos. So it's actually. It's on Lindley Street. The Lindley Street Haunted. Shush. It is Mary Pascarella. Okay. Okay, so this woman, Mary Pasquarella, she's actually here. She's actually the one who taught Ed and Lorraine how to be psychic. So Lorraine didn't have the psychic story until they did training with Mary Pasquarella. Mary Pasquarella was the first psychic on scene at Amityville. She brought them in, like the TV crew did too, but no, she helped bring them into Amityville because she said like Amityville like freaked her out and she didn't want to be there anymore. So she like kind of got them to take over sort of deal. And she didn't really mind that they were like kind of the new in the limelight. She used to actually be the psychic that was called into all these different places back in the day. So it's very interesting because they really didn't know anything about this stuff until they met Mary and also the UCLA Paranormal Lab. See, this is stuff I will be working on. Hold on, UCLA Paranormal Lab. There's a link here. So the UCLA lab, it was Thelma Moss. Okay, so UCLA kind of tries to make people forget that this lab thing existed at one point. So the UCLA lab back in the day, let's see, what years was it? 1968 to 1978. Okay, so they would do psychic testing. They were also part of the entity case. They had a team. The guys that they sent there are the ones who wrote the book and did the movie and all that stuff, right? So they were doing this stuff, they were taking stories and turning them into movies. And the Entity movie and everything kind of came out like before a lot of the Warrens' big cases were. And if you notice, a lot of the Warrens' cases did have SA by a demon because it came from the Entity case. Because Lorraine was friends with Thelma Moss. Lorraine and many other psychics, well, actually, it was started with Mary Pasquarella actually knew Thelma Moss, who ran this lab. Thelma Moss used to be an actor, right? So psychics would go to this UCLA lab and Thelma would like certify them and say that they're truly a psychic because she tested them. And then after this lab closed, now it's a different guy who's tested them, which I have a whole other thing to do with that. That's a different video. That is linked to the Stargate program and the CIA thing. That's a whole other topic. But point is, like, this Thelma lady was sort of certifying mediums. And that's why when they say that Lorraine Warren was certified, a certified medium, it was just this Selma lady who did it. There was no proper science behind it. It was all just paranormal science, which was kind of like no one actually had any definitive results, right? So this is how you investigate paranormal claims, follow the evidence wherever it goes. Yeah. And oh yeah, Stevie's here, says, thanks, Flora. I'll be releasing more tea time soon too. Sorry, I keep hearing you mention stuff, but not quick enough. No worries, Stevie. I know that you have a bunch of it and I saved it, but you know how we are with screenshots. It's just, oh, my phone, there's just too much. There's too much stuff. So I had it somewhere. I did prepare everything and I accidentally closed it all. So yeah, typical. Hey everyone, I'm at the beginning of the live. Yeah, no worries, Nana. Hey, Kels, welcome. Amityville is a perfect example of how a story can take on a life of its own. Yes. Hey, Victoria. Yeah. Rest in peace, Dolly. Yeah. Everyone heard that Dolly Parton passed away today. So it's a crazy day. Yeah. And actually her family did a statement on her Instagram. If you guys want to check that out, cause, that's probably better to watch that than just read the newspaper articles. Cause I ended up watching that. So, heard about Dolly this morning. So sad. Yeah. She did a lot of good, like in her life and everything. And she was like, I know she just did an interview or something the other day, or apparently she said that she still has a bunch of stuff she wants to do in her life. But she was like 80, which is pretty good. You know, like a lot of people, that's about the time where it's like 80 to 90, you know, if you make it at least to 80, you've made it pretty old. Right. So, but it seems like she went pretty fast, so at least there wasn't any pain and stuff. So at least there's that. So, okay, so with this UCLA lab, Thelma Moss ran the UCLA lab, right? So Thelma Moss was an actor. So she had connections in Hollywood. When her team went out and did the Entity case, they ended up making a movie, right? And the UCLA lab, LA, California, LA, right? So Ed and Lorraine, they made their connections to sell, like to get books published, to get movies, to like do all this. They had connections in Hollywood through Thelma and this lab. And this is how they've all, like, this is how they all connected and how they were able to pitch things to producers and do these movies and make money. If anyone's ever wondering, like, how did they get to that point? This is it. It's Thelma and the UCLA lab. This is how everyone ended up making these movies, right? She was a smart cookie. Yeah, Dolly. Yeah. I think Amityville made them so famous partly because the newspapers were misrepresenting that the Warrens wrote the Amityville book. Yeah, there was a lot of, yeah, the Amityville case was kind of crazy. And that photo that they had too, like that was very convincing back then. I mean, we all know now it was like one of their assistants, but it was very convincing back in the day, right? Oh, hey, KK, what the heck? YouTube, quit autocorrecting my message. Wait, is YouTube autocorrecting? That's weird. What an incredible life and legacy. Yeah, like this story is very complex. So I'm planning to kind of do a video on Mary, and it's going to link into Thelma and stuff and link back into the Warrens. It's kind of like this is how the Warrens got their start. It was through Thelma, or not Thelma, sorry, Mary. And then Mary, like she was certified through Thelma's lab too. Like all these mediums were certified through Thelma, right? And then it ended up switching to like modern day now. It's that other guy. What's that paranormal guy? Mediums. What is the name of it? It's on something, John. Mediums certified by scientists. What's it called? Windbridge. Yeah. Okay. Windbridge. Windbridge mediums. So this is the new, okay, so there's two people involved in this. So the person that started Windbridge, let me bring up her name. Okay, Julie. Okay, so this woman here, Julie Bichel, this is a whole other story. This is linked to like, she is behind a majority of a lot of the paranormal studies, like scientific studies that are done. And a lot of the money comes out of, if I remember my research correctly, I believe it's Portugal. For some weird reason, this one country is funding like 90% of any paranormal studies that are being done across the world. It's wild because the money that's actually coming from that funding too, a chunk of it comes from taxpayer money that is to go towards schools and stuff, but the money isn't being re-injected into the country. It's being sent out to other countries to do these studies. And then recently there was like a new, they had like a new government elected in like the last couple of years, and they've been doing an audit and they want to stop putting money out. Like any money they think needs to go back into the country and stop putting it out to everyone else. And so all these people that are doing these studies, because they also fund studies that are not medium, like, or not paranormal. They do other studies. And then a bunch of universities and stuff are freaking out because they're like, oh, a bunch of our money comes from here. It is crazy. This one country funds a lot of the research, and there is a private sort of equity firm or whatever that does the majority of the funding, but a portion of their funding comes from this thing that comes from the government there. And it's supposed to go back into like local schools, like universities and colleges, but actually goes out to all these other places all over the world. It's a very crazy story and it's very complex. And I have like so much stuff. I'm working on it for like over a year. So I do have to get to finishing this. So she was actually trained by, who she's trained by is who took over the search. She does the modern day stuff. Hold on. Dr. Julie Bichel, trained by, what's his name? I know she has the pharmacology thing. Parapsychologist. What is his name? What is his name? You guys, when I find his name, like you guys will remember him. He worked at a Phoenix. Parapsychologist, man, Phoenix University. This guy, Dr. Gary Schwartz. Okay, so Dr. Gary Schwartz kind of took over after the UCLA lab stuff kind of stopped. There was a few years where there wasn't any scientist that was sort of certifying mediums doing all this. Then Gary Schwartz showed up and he started doing this stuff. Then he ended up teaching at Phoenix University, and that's where Julie Bichel ended up meeting him. And then Julie Bichel took over certifying mediums in the world through the Windbridge Research Center. And then people are Windbridge certified as mediums. And then it got to a point where all mediums that are in every scientific study all had to be Windbridge certified. Therefore, every scientific study was is complete trash, because it's all going through this one person who does mediumship studies, and she created this triple blind method that everyone uses now in all their studies. So all studies are bad because it all hangs on this one lady who, if her mediums don't do what she needs them to do, then all of her studies are invalid. If her process doesn't do, what she needs it to do, then all of her work is invalid. So she makes sure that she puts her mediums only in these studies. So every mediumship study is tainted by this. It's fucking crazy. This is a huge rabbit hole. This is the scientific research rabbit hole that I am working on. So Schwartz spent decades trying to put mediumship to the test. Yeah. And then Julie Bichel took over after, and every mediumship study since has only used her method and only used her mediums. It's crazy. And all the funding comes from Portugal, I believe it is. I believe it's Portugal. It's a country somewhere in Europe, but I believe it's Portugal, but I might be wrong. I have to double check. It's in my notes. Anyway, this is a crazy rabbit hole. And I know this is a side tangent. We haven't even looked at the Celina stuff yet, but it is really a side tangent. It really is. It's crazy. So point is, this is how Lorraine was certified. And this is what ended up happening. Okay, so let's take a look at this video. I know we need to get to this. So we're going to take a look at this video together. And I'm going to put on 1.5, and if it's too much, I'll put 1.25. May the Schwartz be with you, right? So we get the kind of idea of Lorraine's background. You get the kind of idea of Lorraine's belief system. And if Celina really idolizes Lorraine and knows everything about her, then she would know that Lorraine would be against all of this. Okay. So just to begin with, she's already going against Lorraine's belief structure and her wishes in her death and life. So that's the start. So now we'll look at this. Okay. We're going to test the volume levels here.
Lauren, see fit to answer questions and to give me messages so Celina and Adam can have the safest journey possible.
I have felt so unsettled, like I'm not all the way back in my body.
Okay, the music's going to be a little bit loud. How is that for you guys?
Ever since that happened. The title is true. The year was 2025. The month was...
Okay, I know it's a little fast. I will slow down. How is the sound on that for you guys? Let me know here. I'm going to grab a new drink because this one's melted. It's not that hot outside, but it's really hot in my house today. I don't know why. I think it's my computer's going. Give me 1 sec. And let me know how the volume is while I'm grabbing a new drink. Okay. Alec Kardec spiritism is big in Brazil. Might be a connection there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because the funny thing is, too, when I started looking at all the mediumship studies, and I will get into this in this video, it's all the same people. Like, the majority of the time, it's the same scientists. There's like 5 of them that end up, even just as a consultant on every scientific study. And also some of those names, they were part of the CIA Stargate program. Like, they were external scientists that they brought into the program. So, like, they were also tainted by a study that, or whatever, a funded actual project by the CIA that was funded and found to be a complete failure and didn't prove anything. It actually proved that there was no such thing as mediums in astral projection. So it disproved everything. And all these people carried on to do these studies. It's crazy, like, rabbit hole. Yeah. Celina looked like she was getting ready to sleepwalk. Yeah. Sounds good to you? Okay. There's an awesome expose called Psychic Mafia from a guy that fleeced money from clients at a spiritist camp in Indiana in the 1960s. Oh, really? He dishes all tricks? Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Volume is awesome, but spooky grifter vibes from Celina. Grifty. Spooky. Okay.
June when Adam and I jumped in our car and we drove to Salem, Massachusetts to see Angel, a psychic who I needed her help to contact Lorraine Warren from beyond the grave. And I know there was a lot of talk about Ed and Lorraine Warren because a lot of people think that they were fraudsters. My genuine opinion, I think that definitely some stuff was, but I think that in the beginning, their intentions started as pure. Of course, people fall into the commercial excitement of the paranormal and maybe things were a little different. You hear a lot of the things about their movies and how they only pass through, but yet the movie was all about them. People like to make money, but hey, I'm not gonna lie, I think their hearts were in a great place when they started their paranormal endeavors. I think that they wanted to help people, and I think that they wanted to change the world, but do I think they got taken away with it a little bit? Maybe. I could see how it could happen. Now, you're wondering, why did I need to travel to Salem, Massachusetts to talk to Lorraine Warren when Lorraine Warren...
You can't pronounce Massachusetts. I don't even think I pronounced it right. That's why they're doing that weird echoey thing on it. Celina did do a video in the past too, where she was like exposing Ed and Lorraine. She really didn't, but she did talk about Ed. Like, you even notice with Matt and Elton, like, it's really well known at this point that Ed was a pedo. Like, it's pretty well known and proven at this point. And I've noticed the majority of people that are talking about Ed and Lorraine at this point, they only talk about Lorraine. You'll start noticing this too. Start paying attention when you see Elton and Matt, or you see Celina or anyone else that's not the Conjuring video, like, movies. But I'm talking about people that are like trying to, whatever, feed off of their legacy. They always talk about Lorraine. Ryan Buell, always Lorraine. Like, it's all about Lorraine now. They kind of like put Ed off to the side because he's very problematic. And when Celina did a video exposing them, that's all she really talked about was Ed. But she's like, I still love Lorraine. So, yeah. Is this just a undisclosed ad from the new museum? No, actually, when she went there, this museum wasn't secured yet. She did this video a long time ago. They filmed this a very, very long time ago. Like, it was when I did my video on Celina. Like, it was like shortly after that. We're talking, oh God, I don't even know. It was so long ago. I need a break from Spookyboo already. Fair. Worcestershire, Massachusetts. Yeah, okay, there we go. Really bad. Dead Not Lorraine still has content value. Yeah.
Warren herself was actually not a fan of psychics, not a fan of tarot cards, not a fan of any of that stuff. Now, that's interesting as well to me, because was she not a fan because she was afraid she was going to be debunked? I don't know, but she was not. Might be because she was Catholic, but
okay, so she says, like, she always says that Lorraine is like her idol and everything. She doesn't know why she's not a fan of psychics. It's because she's Catholic. Like, she just answered it there. But, like, if you truly are that crazy into Lorraine and you look up to her that much, you would know why. You would know these things about her. You know what I mean? A year or so. Yeah, it was like a year ago. Oh, yeah, it was when you were visiting, I think, around that time. No, I think it was even before that. Okay, I'm going to look it up while this is playing.
But again, you're talking to demons and the dead. I don't understand why you would not be into the stuff. But again, back it up, Celina. Why did I feel like I needed to...
Because she's Catholic. Oh my God. Do your fucking research on what Catholic is, Celina. Like, does she not even... I understand she's Canadian. I get it. We're from Ontario. It's not very religious-y here, but if you're going to get involved in this industry, you need to learn religion. Like, you have to... I grew up learning all the religions because I grew up being trained to be a psychic, and I grew up being, like, getting prepared to be in this industry. Like, I was being trained to be in this industry, and you need to understand all religions to do this. Okay. I found the video. It was June 2025. So she went to Salem in, like, July 2025. This was before even the Warrens' house was announced. Like, this was before Elton and Matt even announced it, because they announced it. Didn't they announce it around Halloween-ish or September? I think something like that. Yeah.
go to Salem? Ever since I was a little girl, I saw, heard, and felt things that were clearly not normal. Things that you couldn't really talk to teachers or kids about without sounding absolutely freaking bonkers. Now, your question is probably, Celina, why didn't you just talk to Lorraine Warren? Why didn't you use your abilities? Well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like any normal person where anytime I have a weird psychic moment, I try to rationalize how it could not be real because that's what a lot of us do. Now, the truth is, back in, oh goodness, the early 20-teens, I did have a very brief phone conversation with Lorraine Warren before she passed away. Very quick, wasn't in depth. I have literally no juice to tell you. I don't think she wanted to talk to me, but she
did have a phone conversation with her, and also she met Lorraine at a couple signings. There are a couple pictures that she has with her at some signings, at conventions or something, and I wasn't looking at the screen for a second. Did she show it? I don't think that she showed the pictures, did she? It doesn't sound like she's even going to talk about them, but yeah. I know this about Celina's lore. I don't know why Celina can't keep track of Lorraine's lore.
It was very, very nice. It was, I talked to her regarding a podcast, and it was strange, but it was fine. And it's funny because when she came across, it was kind of the exact same vibe. And you are going to see those clips in just a moment. Now, back in June 2025, this is before my son was born, this was before anything, Adam and I sat down and we had a super deep conversation. He kind of...
Okay, June 20, she gave the date. After I looked it up, it was June 2025. Okay. I'm starting to feel sorry for the ghost having to listen to this. Oh, I know, right? She's exhausting. Yeah. My eyebrows are so high, they've been cleared as ready for takeoff. Yeah. Grifty boots is
Said
annoying.
to me, we have a baby coming. Where do you see your future? What do you want to do? What is the plan? And hey, I love ghost hunting. You've noticed on the YouTube channel lately, we've been going to a lot of haunted places. We've been doing a lot of spooky stuff. We've been working on the television show, which we didn't even know about yet when we went to Salem, but it kind of felt like the trajectory.
Yeah, no. Because they announced that they were going to start a new show. Now, they didn't know that they were going to sell it as a TV show to Tubi or anything. But they like, when they announced this, they had a plan to start a new show, a new series, whatever. Like, she was planning, I think, to sell it because they sold their movie, and she learned kind of how to talk to different places to sell some of their content because Chris did it. And she kind of learned off Chris because they shopped around to sell their movie to somebody, right? Even though when Chris announced it, they did say that it would be for free on YouTube, but whatever. Chris always goes back on all of her promises. They knew what they were doing. They had this plan. She's now changing the story. And this is on her channel. It's in the middle of an unboxing video. That's why I didn't know about it. A viewer told me about it. But I do show it on my video from June 2025. Yeah. Taking all sides in a position is something politicians do and is exhausting. Yeah, Celina tries to do that too. Like, there's this whole other story when it was at the beginning of, like, you know, it was when Elon Musk was being super annoying to the entire world and everyone hated him and he was doing the Nazi thing and just all of that, you know, Doge and destroying the entire government. She bought a Cybertruck and she had it wrapped at this place and she like posted about it and was like advertising the wrap place or whatever, because I guess she got probably some discount. And oh my god, we're Canadian, okay, we're Canadian here. She got ripped on by all the Canadian fans because she was supporting Elon Musk by buying a Cybertruck. And I agree, man. Don't support Elon Musk, especially as Canadian. What are you doing? Okay, I understand if someone in Alberta wants to support him, even like pockets in Alberta, huge pockets, smaller pockets of BC. I get it. There's a lot of Bible Belty people over there, but here she's in Ontario with me. I'm not that far away from Celina. We don't support this shit here, you know? Even there's a lot of people that love Trump, even in Ontario, but everyone hates Elon. Nobody likes Elon. So anyway, that blew up in her face. And then her answer when all this stuff happened was, I don't follow the news. I didn't know that he was a bad person. Like, you can't be that oblivious to the world. I'm sorry, but nobody can completely ignore everything happening in the world. Like, how? No, I don't buy it. Anyway, she does this a lot where she kind of plays dumb and then tries to sit in the middle of a situation. So, yeah.
Made a lot of sense. But he said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to do paranormal stuff. I know that. He's like, okay, but what do you want to do? Do you want to go ghost hunting at all the places that people go and do all the same stuff that a lot of YouTubers do? And I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. He's like, yes, makes sense. Is there anything else you want to do? And I sat in silence and I thought to myself and I said, I want to help people with their paranormal problems. It is so fun to ghost hunt all of these like known ghost places. But when I think about it and I think about the work that Ed and Lorraine Warren did, traveling around and helping people in these paranormal charged locations, I want to do that. I remember there's a show called Paranormal State where they actually went and helped haunted people.
Yeah, she's a huge Ryan Buell fan, by the way, too. And seems to not know about him faking cancer and stealing money from fans and never actually apologizing for those specific things. Just doing a blanket, I'm sorry, I'm an addict apology, but that doesn't really apologize for your specific actions, which you're supposed to do as part of recovery, but whatever, Ryan. And then he goes and calls out Stevie, saying, well, she has a past, her mermaid thing. First of all, no, she already answered that. That has been covered multiple times. Stevie never did any of that stuff. That person made it up with her mermaid business and destroyed a mermaid business. And Ryan posted that on Facebook trying to call out Stevie, saying that she's bad and she has a past. When you look at his friggin' past, oh my God, Ryan is such a douche. And the thing is, he removed that post after Dust did his stream. He stalks Dust, by the way. A lot of people are like, oh, Dust is small, nobody knows him. Yeah, he used to run a radio show. Like, everyone in the paranormal knows who he is. And Ryan, he stalks Dust like crazy. So, yeah, Ryan's a piece of shit. I adore Roz Hernandez, but what's up with her keeping Sylvia Brown books on her bookshelf? Oh my God. Well, the thing about Roz is like, I feel like Roz doesn't take it too seriously. You know, like Roz finds this stuff fun. She finds it interesting, but she doesn't really take the paranormal super seriously. So she probably like reads a bunch of stuff and just kind of takes it in, but she's not like Celina tries to be a serious psychic, right? But Roz is like, I'm going to go in and do stupid shit at a haunted location, find some guy off Grinder, and we're going to go into, we're going to do a ghost hunt. Like, you got to think about it, right? So it's like, when someone's a joke, like does funny stuff, like also the other one I love is Garrett Watts. He's like an ADHD, like crazy person. And I love his ghost hunts because it's just funny. It's silly and you're not no one's taking it seriously. I feel like when you take yourself too seriously, that's when like you need to make sure that you are, you know, factual and that you actually know what you're talking about. But if you're like literally just a comedian, because that's what I see Roz as, and that's what I see Garrett Watts as. Even like Watcher, I always consider them more comedian than serious, you know? So like to me anyway, personally, if they're a comedian, I don't really hold things against them. They're playing a character, right? So no, it's still there, Florio. He may have edited it slightly. I looked through all of his posts last night and I couldn't find it. I don't know if like maybe is it like limited or something? Only people can see it because only certain people. Because I could not find it. But yeah, if you have the link, definitely make sure that you send that off because I was trying to find the link to it. I thought we were both launching Eyebrows into Orbit. Oh, well, like he edited it after the Dust episode. I wonder if he did do that actually. And maybe that's why I didn't recognize it because he did as like this big bullies are bad and they had blah, blah, and like anyway he like referenced Stevie, but I think he removed the Stevie reference. So I just love Roz. Yeah, like I mean I'm not saying like, you got to decide where your kind of morality compass is. To me personally, if they're a comedian, I don't worry too much about it because like whatever, they're not really taking this seriously. They don't take themselves too seriously. No big deal. Like even Garrett Watts recently did an episode with Sam and Colby and Celina. Am I disappointed in Garrett Watts? Not really, because he honestly is a comedian and he had a running joke all these years that he wanted to be a big famous ghost hunter like Sam and Colby. That was like his running joke. So him actually doing an episode with them kind of goes with his brand. But again, he's like he's not trying to sell himself as like a psychic or sell himself as accurate at these locations. His whole videos is selling himself as a spaz who gets scared easily, right? So, and swine everybody's, oh, okay, yeah, you guys are making fun of stuff. Okay.
Haunted places and haunted things. And that show, I was so young when I found the reruns of it. And I just knew that this is my calling and this is what I was supposed to do. So I sat with it for a little while and I said, hey, you know, Ed and Lorraine Warren passed away. There is no one out there that's really connecting with people in haunted locations anymore. I wonder if we could be that for people. Obviously never to replace them. They are legendary in the things that they did. But hey, there is a new world and a new age. And hey, I think that the world needs someone like this. The truth is, I do. I have this gift. I don't know exactly what it is. I say it has clairvoyant and mediumship juice to it, but
Hold on. I just took a bite of something and I have to comment on this. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. She's saying that there's nobody out there doing residential hauntings and helping families. There's a lot of people out there doing that. They just don't make YouTube videos because monetizing that stuff is messed up to do. One example is Boo Productions or Boo, what do they call themselves? Boo Paranormal Toledo or something. What's the name of their channel? Jeff. Hold on. Let me see if I can put it. If you search, I think if you search, okay, Boo Productions Paranormal. That's the name of their channel. So Jeff and Dana, they actually used to be part of the Warrens Foundation, and they always did residential places too to try to help out people. And that's run by Lorraine's grandson. So that foundation still exists. Is he doing that work? I don't think so. He's kind of, you know, whatever. But point is, I mean, that kind of exists. But Jeff and Dana used to be part of that foundation. They left. They still do this stuff. They still help out residential cases. They just don't make videos about it because it's unethical to monetize this stuff, because most often it is something where the family needed therapy. Like even if they said, okay, this place is haunted or there's a demon or something, right? I'm not saying that they did. I'm saying if this happened, oftentimes if the family gets therapy, the problem goes away. Let's say that you're a true believer, okay? A true believer, you think there's a demon here. If you go to therapy and work on your issues, it goes away because you worked on your issues, because the demon was only there because you were going through something, right? So to make a video about this is very unethical and very exploitative. So her saying that nobody is out there doing this stuff is completely inaccurate. There's lots of people doing this. They just aren't making money off of it. They aren't monetizing it. And she wants to monetize it. Oh, thank you for the little corgi purple grant. It's cute, little puppy running on the screen.
But I've always called myself the home reader. I pick up things. I can't just call on it, but I feel so drawn to it. And I know that in the past, if you've read my first book, The Home Reader, I used to work on paranormal cases and I was able to really help people. And it really fulfilled me and it fulfilled us. So this is what I want to do.
Speaking of her books, a viewer told me that they read her new vampire book. What's it called again? Oh, crap. Hold on. Let's look it up. Celina Myers vampire book. The frick is it called? Hollow. Yeah, it's called Hollow. Hollow. There we go. This book here. So I'm not going to buy it. Like, I'm not going to support her. But a viewer told me that they read her book, and it's literally Twilight. It's just Twilight rewritten. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wanted to go to Salem. I wanted to connect with Lorraine, and I wanted to kind of get her blessing to fill the massive shoes that they left behind. And that is exactly what we did. So these clips are intense. They're very
I'd also like to point out that Lorraine actually gave the grandson, Chris, the blessing to carry on and do this work. Lorraine is the one who gave the blessing to Chris McKinnell to help people. Not some YouTuber that she talked to on the phone and didn't seem that interested to talk to. So, yeah.
very cool. But this is our road trip to Salem. Before we jump into these juicy clips, a quick word from our sponsors. Guys, I just got a golden ticket.
Ugh. Yeah. Normally I don't mind supporting sponsorships on people I like, but I don't like her. So we're going to flip through this. Wait, what the fuck is this? Winning a trip? Oh, you have to play a stupid video game? Oh, God. This is like... You have to play a mobile game? Oh, man. This looks dumb. I have not seen that sponsorship yet on anyone's channel, so that's new. I adore the vampire Jack Townsend. He's so unique. Wait, in her book? Do you mean? Do you mean her book? Yeah, I mean, I was told that her book is just Twilight rewritten. Like it's like a different characters or whatever, but it's just essentially the same story, is what they told me. All right.
Hey, Celina. What you doing?
Dying
Why?
because of these suitcases. Help me. Don't film. Help.
So we're going to start with a quick meditation, opening up our crown chakra, our third eye, and helping with.
Sorry, just so you have her name, so we're not, whatever. Her name's Angel, a hex in Salem. Actually, Douglas, are you here? Are you still here? Do you know this woman? Hold on. I'm going to message you if you're not here. Because Douglas knows a ton of people. Oh, God, there's a lot of comments in here. I'm going to have to catch up later. Do you know the psychic Angel in a hex in Salem? All right, I sent him off a message. There's a lot of stuff. I gotta catch up with that group message because something like right as I started stream. What is a hex? I think that's the name of the business because it's like all in caps. A hex is controversial in Salem. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I was just kind of curious, like what people thought about it because, yeah, there are a couple controversial businesses in Salem, which I have come to find out after the whole Matt and Elton thing, and I've gotten to know like a bit more about Salem lore and people because Douglas knows a ton of people. So, what is happening? Oh God. Oh, ooh. Okay, there's some weird shit happening. Chris is being a weirdo. All right. Seeing if Douglas, he's typing. I know of them, but I've never gone into their space or talked to them. Okay. I mean, to be fair, if Douglas hasn't talked to them or anything, then they're probably not that great because Douglas, he knows a lot of people in Salem that are all like really good people. So, I miss Salem. Yeah, I want to go to Salem. Yeah. It's a store owned by an out-of-stater. Oh, yeah. So there's a couple places in Salem that are owned by someone who doesn't even live in the state. So when they make money off these locations, the money's not going back into the state. You know what I mean? Like, so people in Salem take issue with that. Not, I mean, I would too. I understand that. Like, at least have the money go back into, if not the local town, at least into Massachusetts, right? But it's owned by other states. So the museum place, the Black Craft, whatever the heck it's called, that the Warren Museum is in, that building it's in, that's owned by an out-of-stater as well. That's owned by someone in like, I believe California or something like that. And the people that own that place, people in Salem don't like them. So, which store in Salem? The store's called A Hex. So, yeah. Oh, great stalker time. Yeah, I know, Ken, right? I don't know. Something weird's going on. I just saw like half a message. So I'm like, I don't know the details yet. Hex where you can buy your own paranormal starter kit.
Invitation come in. We do have a picture of Lorraine underneath this black mirror because none of us are connected to her in any way except for being fans of her work. So we want to try to make everything for her to come in.
Okay.
Right? I'm going to utilize clairvoyance, clairsentient, such as feeling, and also my pendulum because she didn't have a problem with pendulums.
To be fair, though, like, Celina has talked in the past, like, she had a connection with Lorraine. So, like, this whole, like, I talked to her on the phone and she didn't really seem that interested to talk to me. She told a bit of a different story in past videos. And also, she met Lorraine at conferences. She has pictures of her with Lorraine. So if you were going to, like, whatever, channel a spirit of Lorraine to talk to Celina, you would use that picture that Celina has of her, like Celina has a picture of her, like they have their arms wrapped around each other kind of thing. Like, you know, she paid for a picture, right? Probably. You would use that, you know, to try to channel Lorraine. So like, this is a weird, I feel like Celina also, she didn't show those pictures too. So like, why? What's up with that? There's something like Celina's leaving out some stuff here, which I'm curious as to why. So I only went to Salem once so far as a 5th grader in the 80s. Yeah, I'm in Canada. I really do want to go to Salem. My partner that we did paranormal stuff together, she passed away from cancer, but so she went to Salem like right before, it was like the summer, I think, and she passed away. She kind of got the cancer, it was like December or so, and then, no, I think it was January or so. She passed away about like March. It was very, very fast, very, very fast. But I remember she like came out from Salem. She had like all this like fun little tchotchkes and things like that. And she showed me her pictures and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I really want to go. And we were kind of planning to like maybe see if we could go together at one point. But yeah, I mean, that didn't happen. So Lorraine used Ouija boards. Ed used tarot. They still have cards laid out at the house. So strange. Yeah, Lorraine and Ed, they use Ouija boards. Yeah. Like they could be using a Ouija board. I know a lot of people are like iffy about them though too. So I don't know. Ed at one point was trying to sell himself as a psychic, and I do have a business card of it somewhere. Stevie sent it to me. I feel like I showed it in a video. If I didn't show it in a video, I think I plan to show it in a video sometime or something, and I think Stevie showed it in a video. Ed was handing out these cards like Ed Warren, psychic investigator, but then Ed just dropped that. Let Lorraine be the psychic investigator because Lorraine has empathy. She was the empathetic one. She was the one that could sweet talk people too. Ed, he was like a bull in a china shop. So he ended up switching and rebranding himself as a demonologist who fought demons, because then that explains why he's so abrasive. Right? And then Lorraine was the one who sweet talked everyone. So yeah. I was there in 2011, very hot summer. We went to the store that was owned by then Salem Chief Witch. Obviously don't know enough to know about how that works. Thought it was a beautiful place. Yeah, I want to go. Yeah. I can recommend the Witchboard Museum. They're total sweethearts. Yeah. There's a lot of sweet people in the town. Like there are a lot of good people. Yeah. It's not all bad.
Eyes closed. Breathe in deep through your nose and out through your mouth. With your eyes still closed, still breathing with intent. Visualize a deep purple light forming on the crown of your head. See that deep.
Okay. I just want to also point out, even if Lorraine did like hear them for some reason, she wouldn't talk to this woman. Like Lorraine and Ed were very specific. Like she is wearing an ankh, so that's occulty or whatever to Ed and Lorraine. Her tattoos and everything, her whole setup here. Like they wouldn't talk to this person because they'd be like, oh well, she's communing with demons. That's what they would have said. You know what I mean? Salem's really fun, but I would go off season. Oh yeah, that's the thing. We have talked about that with Douglas too. Like, I think it'd be better to go off season. I don't like big crowds and stuff. Like, it would be kind of cool to see some of the Halloween attractions, but I feel like I don't like big crowds. I really don't. It's like, I've always said I wanted to go to Mardi Gras, but maybe just stay in like one of those hotels where your balcony faces, like you kind of can see Mardi Gras, so I don't have to be down there and I can just look at it from a balcony. I'm not good around big crowds of people. I get like freaked out that they're all going to trample me. The Witchboard Museum just made the Chief Salem list. Okay.
Purple light stretching from your head towards the ceiling. See it going through the ceiling, past the trees. See it picking up speed through the clouds, past from where you can follow. Breathe in deep through your nose. Feel the breath of life in your lungs and the connection with that deep purple light with what is beyond. We ask that Lorraine and Ed Warren see fit to answer questions and to give me messages so Celina and Adam can have the safest journey possible. I definitely feel like someone's here. Do you feel it too?
I got vertigo when I was doing the manifestation. That's usually a sign for me.
Mm-hmm.
She always gets vertigo all the time. She actually has Meniere's disease, and it causes her to like feel like she's passing out constantly. It causes a bunch of other things, but she was like, oh no, that's my psychic ability. I can tell the difference between like a thing from Meniere's disease versus me being psychic. And I'm like, it's just funny that all your psychic feelings and things are all the same thing that happened with Meniere's disease. Yeah.
Is this something you guys have already been doing?
A little bit, I have.
Mm-hmm. Trying to clear out energy, trying to create goodness.
I'm pretty sure that they've been to the psychic a bunch of times. They would already knew. I mean, like knew. Even like Celina's kind of famous. You already know that she's doing this stuff. I don't know why she's asking this. Like she already knows this. Anyone who knows Celina, even if you watch some of her YouTube, you already know that she's doing this stuff. I distinctly remember the grim, dark energy of Salem. I was there in late August. Stayed at the oldest hotel. I remember a beautiful cave by the bay in Salem. Yeah, like, and the actual executions and everything, it didn't happen in the city where you go to like see all the attractions. It happened like out. It's a different part. You have to actually leave the little town. So yeah, sometimes like I believe that there's like a statue and a little bit of a thing set up in that area. Like you got to kind of like leave. So some people don't do that and they end up at like the wrong spots, I've heard. Thing is, if you can channel someone who didn't die in Salem, why can't you channel them from your couch? Yeah. Like, it just seems weird because if Celina is truly a psychic, why do you have to go to another psychic to channel Lorraine? This just feels all like performative, right? To make a video, so that she can be like, oh, well, that psychic told me that. I didn't come up with, like, that's what I'm assuming this also is part of it too, is like plausible deniability, Couldn't go to the Warrens' house in June, but could have visited their grave. Yeah, actually, that would have made more sense. Is like go to their grave with a psychic, which would have been more offensive in my opinion, but it would have made more sense. At least if you went to their grave, it's somewhere where their bodies are. Like, why Salem? They weren't in Salem. Spooky brought in a psychic. Somebody hide the BS detector. Yeah. Yeah. And there's been psychics that visit her house. She's friends with supposed psychics. So like she could have going to Salem. It all is very performative because Salem, you can do some pretty like filming here, and she's gone to Salem Psychics multiple times before. That's where she was told that she had like some entity attached to her, and then like someone helped cleanse the entity from her, and then her and Chris went to Salem. Like they filmed a lot of videos of Salem content, them going to psychics in Salem. It just, I think that they just do it because it creates for a nice backdrop, but there's really no need to go to Salem to do this, you know?
Again.
Definitely.
On a personal level, 100%. And we want to expand that to help others.
She's sassy, I feel like. It's almost like you don't need her permission, you're already doing it.
I think
you want
it's
her blessing.
Why is she? I'm sorry. If you're a psychic medium and you work in Salem, you already know about Lorraine. Like, if you're in this industry, you know who Ed and Lorraine are, and everyone does know that Lorraine was sassy too. Like, I don't buy this shit. Like, she's saying like Barnum statements, to be honest, but she's also saying things that you would already know. The psychic can't turn around and be like, oh, I didn't know anything about these people. No, fuck off. Yes, you did.
It's more of yes. And in a way, I think I want it for her, but I also want it because
She wants you to stop using Ouija boards.
it's funny because we went to the museum yesterday and we were talking about that, and he was showing us pictures and telling us about that.
It's just a good way.
And this is the thing. I mean, if you follow Ed and Lorraine, you would know that they would always tell people if they used a Ouija board that they were inviting a demon in. So again, she's just talking about lore that's already known about Ed and Lorraine.
To bring in evil. We've had enough of that. You've had enough of that. Always trust your instincts too. If something feels like it's too much, stop.
And then you bring in, you know about that, bringing in evil and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that this is the psychic that Celina first went to. Like, Celina went to a psychic here in Salem. I have to go back and look at her videos. She went to a psychic in Salem who told her that she had an attachment and blah, 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 blah. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. And also, if this woman knows anything about Celina, which I think she does, then she would know that Celina's husband was dealing with a TBI, and he had a lot of problems with it. And he was recently, like, not cured, but huge improvement recently after they found like a specialist in the States, right? Like normally people wouldn't be able to afford that, but Celina could afford it. And that's great that he's doing better. But yeah, he was very much not in good shape with the TBI. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. Okay, this might be one. There's also this one. Okay, not that one. She's been to Salem a few times, so... Is this a Salem one? But I'm pretty sure it's the first one I clicked on. Hold on.
Tonight we're at the haunt.
Well, let's get to the psychics. There's two of them.
Draw the Four of Wands,
Which is a marriage card.
which is a card of. She did draw. I hope.
No, it's the same psychic. Hold
More
on.
questions,
It's the same
Lydia?
psychic. I'm telling you guys, it's the same psychic. Oh my god, YouTube, stop! Just freaking play the damn thing. Here, turn it 1080.
Salem, and it's more that I've been before, and I got a lot of answers. We are here at Omen here in Salem, and it's more that I've been before, and I got a lot of answers. And I thought that would be really good for us because I feel like throughout this journey we've gotten a lot of answers, but I think introduce yourself, please.
I'm Angela DeFazio. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a Reiki master teacher.
Psychic medium. I work.
In past lives.
I'm Angel Griffin. I am.
Angel, the same one. This is the same psychic. This is the same location. Look. Where is it? Where is it? See? Same location. Same psychic. 2 years ago. The same place. Same location, same psychic. And she's acting like she doesn't know about them. But then she's like, oh, you've been through a lot. And they're like, yeah, we have. But you already knew this because she's been going to this psychic. Even there's another video too from like 3 or 4 years ago that she went to this same fucking psychic. So it's just so dumb that she's just telling them things that she already knows about Celina. It's the same fucking person.
Stop.
Okay.
Okay, like if you go into a building or a place or a graveyard and it's too sad, there's going to be a lot of sad. I don't think there's a lot of preparation for sad. You guys have had scary. You've had creepy.
The other psychic, I can't remember. Hold on. Let's see what her name was.
I'm Angela DeFazio.
Yes.
Yes,
Psychic
Angela.
mediums.
psychic mediums to introduce yourself, please.
I'm Angela DeFazio.
Angela DeFazio.
I'm a psychic medium. I'm a Reiki master teacher.
All right, Chief, have a good one.
Psychic medium.
Essential oils and past lives.
I'm Angel Griffin. I am a
Angel Griffin. I guarantee that's not her real name. Well, theatrical. She has a point with Lorraine's death. There's room for a new generation of psychics. She claims to be gifted. Sadly, there's no official test to prove or disprove it. Yeah. The thing is, though, like, it's not... There's already people doing this stuff. Celina's acting like she's the special one and that nobody else is doing this. Like, that's my issue with Celina. Like, come on. You're not that special. Get over yourself. Her name is Angel. Yeah. This psychic who she's going to again, her name is Angel Griffin. The other one was what the fuck? Something. The last name was right, DeFazio, but it wasn't Laverne. It was something else. Angela, I think. Wait, was it Angela? I can't remember.
I don't think you've had sad.
I have that with people sometimes. Like we had it yesterday in the shop where I went in and I saw somebody and I'd left. The vibe wasn't right.
So continue to do that. That's important to her too. That's the thing she didn't do. She pushed too hard.
And the sad.
Okay.
And the sad and the scary, the dangerous. Not so much the scary, but the dangerous. Spirits can be extremely dangerous. They hurt Ed.
Yeah.
And protect yourself too. Not just...
I mean, but not spirits though, because like they were demons, right? According to Ed and Lorraine, like everything was a demon. So Ed and Lorraine, Warren, spirits definition. I know that there's like a bajillion quotes, and their definition kept changing. I'll just see if it's available online anywhere. All right, spirits as surviving essences of dead humans or non-human entities such as demons. It was always a demon with them though. It was rarely a human thing. Once in a while they'd be like, oh, there's a bit of human residual energy because someone was murdered here. Like that would pretty much be it. But it was all demons. And whatever hurt Ed, it was always a demon. If it hurt Ed, it was a demon. Yeah.
a psychic medium. I work with
Oh, wrong video. Hold on, that's the old one. This is the new one.
with symbols and but like salt water, Epsom salt, you want to protect your energy. Selenite's really good.
Okay.
But you have her blessing if you want it.
I mean, everyone, this is so dumb. Like, Celina already knows this stuff about salts. You've been going to this psychic for like 5 years. Why? Like, she's just telling her stuff. This is it's just, there's nothing new here.
Okay.
I'm just seeing if she minds if I use cards real quick.
Yeah.
2 of discs. Take care of your physical health, both of you. When you work with the spirit, it takes and it takes and it takes and it takes. And the thing about the spiritual realm is it doesn't give. It doesn't. They have nothing to give.
Okay.
This is all just well-known stuff as anyone who works in this field.
You especially take care of your mental health.
Yep.
Okay? You tend to go above and beyond to make sure everyone else is safe and you forget about yourself. Don't do that. That's going to be really dangerous for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Again, they've been seeing this psychic for like 5+ years. I don't even know. It might be plus, but I know like that video was 2 years ago. And there was another time that they went to Salem, and it was, I believe, 2 years before that, but maybe it was a year. So like, let's say on the lower end that she's been going to this psychic for at least 3 years. So the psychic already knows everything about Celina's life.
Absolutely.
Celina, you don't have to do it all.
Okay.
Okay? If you're really excited about a place and it seems bad or not good or nothing, because sometimes you go somewhere and there's nothing.
Yep.
It's okay to walk away.
Just say,
Just,
Okay.
this isn't for me.
I have a strange question. So it was a weird coincidence. We bought a bunch of stuff yesterday and we left it all in the room. And then I decided I wanted to take it all to the truck last night so I didn't have to do it this morning. And it was interesting because I actually purchased a 100-year-old Ouija board yesterday. I don't know how I left it in the room, but I left it in the room. And I remember laying there and I had a nightmare. I'm like, oh, but I can't.
Wait, the spirits, Writer McKate says, okay, the spirits have nothing to give, but Lorraine gave her blessing. Yeah, that's kind of funny, yeah. Also, hey, DDH, welcome.
I have the nightmare because the board isn't here. And then Adam woke up and he told me he also had a nightmare.
Yeah, I had weird dreams.
And then she just brought up about playing with Ouija boards, which is interesting because I'm not someone who does, but I bought that one with an intention.
Collect them.
Yeah, I collect them.
Which is your form of playing with them, maybe, yeah.
But then it was weird with the fact that I didn't take, I literally turned around and looked and had everything in the room that I was taking. And then I woke up and it was at the end of the bed. And I was like, but I swore I took that.
Just be careful with it.
And then her hand is like moving the thing, by the way.
Put it in a lockbox. Yeah, because you can't return it, right?
I don't think so. eBay exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, I put it in a lockbox. It's not great.
That one's not great. Okay.
And you want to know if you put it in your car?
Well, I did. It's in the car now.
But last night you thought you put it in the car.
I thought I took everything.
No, I don't want to tell you that it moved from the car back to your hotel room, but sometimes, especially heavy spiritual objects, can make you not see them.
Mind blind.
Yeah, so they can mess with you a little bit. You aren't hurt, but mentally, spiritually, a little bit. They take. If they want you to be mind blind, there's no amount of protection that you can do to lose that.
And they're just both two psychics saying psychic jumbly gobbledygook. It's there's nothing like amazing being said here. So
Are we safe to drive home with it?
Put it in your trunk.
Put it in
Do you
the
have
trunk?
a trunk?
Yeah.
You said the trunk,
Yeah,
so I
it's
don't
trunk.
know.
Yeah, we'll put it in the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And put some selenite on it.
Selenite? I bet we can find that in Salem.
Yeah. But yeah, you have her blessing. Ed feels a little bit scared, but I think he was more physically damaged by what they did than she was. She was definitely emotionally and spiritually damaged. But he's just more worried that you guys might get in a situation where you can't get out of 99% of the time spirit.
are you really channeling a pedo right now?
Can't hurt you, but sometimes they can. So
And when they can.
they can.
Yeah.
And one of them almost made you walk off a dock, 2 years ago?
There, like, too, as the viewer, you're like, oh, well, she's seen this psychic before. Like, when you go to the same psychic all the time, they're going to say stuff that sounds pretty good because they know who you are. But also, Celina's famous. You can just, like, look at her videos and figure out everything.
That's what I find when I go really deep. And that's what scares me the most is when I decide.
Oh, and her walking off the dock thing, that was, like... I mean, back in the day, like, when that happened, I was still, like, pretty into stuff. And I was like, oh, my God, that's crazy. She almost did that. And then I went back and watched it again. I was like... oh yeah, she totally did that on purpose because she knew Chris would stop her. The thing is, I think Celina is lying and faking stuff all the time. I don't think Chris is. Well, Chris goes back on her word a lot, but I don't think Chris has ever like full on chosen to lie or gone into a situation. Well, she might have chosen to lie after the fact. I don't think Chris has ever gone into a situation going, I'm going to fake this or I'm going to do this. Like, I don't believe that about Chris, but Celina, I think, is the one that does that. And when she almost walked off the dock, Chris was standing right beside her. She knew Chris would have stopped her. She uses Chris to, when she acts out some things sometimes, she'll use Chris to like sell it really well, but she's like feeding off of Chris's fear, and Chris doesn't realize that Celina's fucking with her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying about their relationship, that's fucking wild too. Because I honestly don't believe that Chris actually takes part in it to that level, you know? And also, I heard that their ghost hunting videos aren't edited by Chris's editors. Celina uses her own editors, or she does it herself. So as well, like, if there's anything else too in the videos that they didn't experience during the time of, like, that's what I've heard, is that Celina is the one who handles the editing of their ghost hunt videos, so...
to connect. Like I can't just like snap into it right now. But when I sit and I get into it and I get deep, like it's like I feel like sometimes like bits and pieces. Like, it's not like spirit comes back with me, but like
They take a part of you.
like there's sweats on me or something. Like there's a part of them that comes back with me.
No, that's a very true thing. The best thing to do when you do that, go home and wash your hair. It washes
Wash
it
your
out
hair.
and all the suds come down.
Check it out.
Yep, and just get it.
This is so dumb. First of all, like, this is a pretty well-known thing in the spiritual industry. And for those of you that are new, I grew up in this industry. I was like raised in this. I was raised to be psychic. My whole family's so psychic. I'm not. Like, I realize this now. But, you know, I was raised in this whole industry. I grew up in the industry on the circuit. This is all standard psychic mumbo jumbo stuff. The washing of the hair thing, though, is the most ridiculous one. Because honestly, if you're a spiritualist, you would know washing your hair doesn't fucking do anything. You would like probably wash with like, take a bath like Epsom salts, like salts or something like that would be the recommended path to take. And sage yourself and Palo Santo yourself and everything. But washing your hair, shampoo washes away a spirit. At least try to follow spirit, like paranormal logic, even though we're like, whatever, this is not proven. But paranormal history always dictates salt is the way to get rid of a spirit. So, this is dumb.
It out and then eat something heavy like nuts or bread or cheese, something heavy and grounding, because not only like physically are they on you and you get that off, they're also kind of in you mentally and spiritually, and you want to be grounded.
Yeah.
Because the meditation we just did, that ungrounded us a little bit. That brought us
Yeah.
up.
It gave me that vertigo. Like I felt like I was.
Yeah. Like we got hot, right?
Yeah.
Started to tingle.
It's just so interesting because I think where we're at with it is we went through this big period where Adam was very sick and I was very sick. And now we've gotten to this part where like our vibrations are high. And I feel like there aren't a lot of people out there that can.
This vibration shit, I swear to God, I want to like punch someone in the face when they keep saying vibrations. I don't know why. It makes me irrationally angry that this is like the new buzz term in the spirituals community. I hate this vibration crap. It's so fucking stupid. Can't stand it. What was the other thing that she said? Oh, they're both sick. Yeah, Selena's been getting sick a lot too again because I mean, she did a video and she explained that apparently she was told like years back. So she has like diabetes or something too, on top of everything else. And she's told years back that her body is too fat and it's like pushing on her organs or something, and that she's going to die if she doesn't lose weight. And then, you know, she has lost some weight, but it's still not really enough. And then she's been having all these problems again recently. And then what did she ended up paying for all this private. I didn't agree with what she did. I don't like how they discussed it, because her and Chris were talking about how bad the healthcare system is in Canada and how great it is to have private healthcare, and then they were going on about it. It's like, okay, well, yeah, you guys can afford that, but most people can't, and you shouldn't be dissing like Canadian healthcare, because at least it's free and people aren't going bankrupt because they have fucking cancer, or aren't dying because they can't afford cancer treatment. And I don't like when they insulted the Canadian healthcare. Plus also Chris always insults Canada, and that fucking pisses me off. But she's from, you know, one of those like Bible Belt areas in BC, so surprise, surprise. But anyway, side tangent. But it was something like Celina, I think she ended up just getting the same answer from the specialist, that she just needs to lose weight. It's just like, okay, it's the same thing every time. So it's rough though, like that she is going through that many health problems with it. And she's so young still too, right? I don't know. I just think it's crazy. She did try Ozempic and everything, and it made her like really sick, and it caused her to have like a bunch of hormonal issues. And I know it can swing that way pretty bad. She has actually a really good video about Ozempic. I think like, I insult Celina for this crap, but like if you watch her videos on, you know, having problems with conceiving a baby, getting a surrogate, her journey with Ozempic, those are all actual real stories, and they are good videos and they're good stories to listen to. I think it's very like, whatever. I can't think of the word, but like the psychic crap is what makes it worse, right? If she just stuck with comedy, I wouldn't have a problem with her so much. If Chris just stuck with comedy, I wouldn't have a problem with her so much. But now Chris doing her true crime, and oh my God, I am going to do a video about her true crime stuff, because my God, what a freaking disaster. What in the gluten-free is she on about? Yeah, gluten-free audacity, yeah. Coming soon, Bad Spirits Be Gone, shampoo and conditioner by Celina Grifty Boots. Oh my God, that'd be so funny if she released a fucking shampoo and conditioner for that.
Help with like the paranormal stuff that have the best intentions. And I hate calling them backyard ghost hunters, but I feel like
I don't mean anyone I know. I mean that there are people who intentionally want to make things worse, or people who don't know what they are doing and then accidentally make things worse. Hold on, we're going to replay what she just said. Okay.
that happens with like, yeah.
Started to tingle.
It's just so interesting because I think where we're at with it is we went through this big period where Adam was very sick and I was very sick, and now we've gotten to this part where like our vibrations are high, and I feel like there aren't a lot of people out there that can help with like the paranormal stuff that have the best intentions. And I hate calling them backyard ghost hunters, but I feel like that happens a lot, and they just stir everything up. And I feel like there's so many situations where, like you said, 99% of the time they can't hurt you. It could just be a loved one. Like we could help cross them over or help settle things or explain things.
Again, too, she's like very self-centered here, that there's nobody else in the world doing this. There's nobody on YouTube that is doing it seriously, because they're all trying to make money off of it, including you, Celina. But there's lots of people out there that don't monetize it, that are trying to help people with this stuff. Like, it's just so, it's such as like a really ignorant statement to say that nobody is out there doing this, or that there's very limited amount of people out there doing this. There's actually a lot. They just don't monetize themselves. They don't advertise it all the time, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just freaking stupid. Opinion when you say, I think Lorraine and Amy Allen set the trend for Celina, Kristen Starr, Mackie, and Amanda. Yeah, some viewers, but, or at least are entertained. Yeah, that's saying, like, I know, like, some people be like, oh, well, stop picking on them, it's just entertainment. I'm like, okay, but they don't open their videos saying entertainment only, or they don't open their videos saying this is entertainment. Like, they sell themselves as real. Like, that's the problem here, because yes, there's a small portion of you that know it's not real and just find it entertaining, but go look at the comments of all these videos, and everyone believes these people are real, right? Like, this is my problem, is the people that truly believe, they buy into crap, you know, and then they make money off those people. I think she knows what she's saying, though her research skills are questionable at best. I think she's disingenuous. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I think she's lazy. She's a lazy liar. She's a lazy psychic. She doesn't research anything. She doesn't get anything accurate because she doesn't have to. Everyone just believes her. Like her audience are all like lemmings and they just believe everything she says. So she honestly doesn't have to do shit. She can be lazy about it and just talk about whatever's popping in her head. And then she could turn around and be like, oh, well, then I must have had a vision of a different timeline. Like I know all the psychic excuses, by the way. I grew up learning them all. But I grew up learning them all like these are real excuses and this is why you got it wrong. Like we're told that so this thing, like I do think that she originally was being trained and thought of herself as a real psychic. I do think that about Celina. I think that it was the time where she did a video where she talked about her soul death. I think it was around that time that she figured out that she wasn't a real psychic. And this was like, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3, but I think it was 2 or something. Just like her whole vibe kind of changed and it kind of felt like she was more grifty than before. I feel like she honestly thought she was psychic this whole time, but then she realized it during the soul death bullshit. And this is where she kind of like, she's been a different level, a different kind of way she's presented herself. And it's very, I don't know. It's hard to explain to you guys. Like, it's very like just minute things that I've noticed and how her body language is, her way she's talking. She's starting to use more buzz terms that she didn't use before. Like, there's just a lot of weird, I'm like, I think she's well aware of what she's doing now. I mean, she did write a book about shimmering vampires. Oh, wait. Yeah. Yeah.
Things like poltergeist and stuff like that. But the fear is, again, like, you know, he was sick and I was sick and I'm just so afraid of sliding back into what it used to be like for us. But at the same time, we fight with just wanting to help people understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's just all about recognizing your triggers and that gut instinct that we were talking about before. Like, if it feels wrong, it is.
Yep.
You know what haunted and wrong feels like. It's two very different feelings.
Right, for sure.
Pay attention to right here. If it feels like your heart's beating out of your chest and there's pressure, it's time to go.
Okay.
And just let it go.
Yeah.
A mistake that all people do is they don't let it go.
Yeah, and we've worked really hard on that.
Okay, but like heart beating in your chest is just like anxiety. So, oh, thank you, Andrea. Andrea Archaeology, thank you. Love your videos, the way you break things down. Celina's BS all the way back from her fake sleepwalking days drives me nuts. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I know, like, I was saying, you know, I kind of believed, like, to be honest, because this thing, I've been watching Celina and Chris from like COVID days. And back then I wasn't really doing debunking. While my belief structure was being torn apart, I put a pause on it. I put a pause on my deconstructing and I was able to kind of do it because like I'm able to compartmentalize a lot. So I kind of compartmentalized it. Then it was around COVID that I started getting back into the paranormal stuff, kind of exploring it a little bit more, right? And I saw these new gadgets and stuff. I literally had to like remove paranormal from my life for me to stop feeling the pain that I was feeling from deconstructing. So I didn't know about all these new gadgets. So then I came back. I was watching Celina and Chris. I was watching, I think Twin Paranormal, but this was the beginning when they were like calmer and their research was more accurate. And I was kind of like fascinated by all this. And then eventually I found out that it's all a bunch of BS with the gadgets and stuff. So Haley Reese, does she need debunking? I don't know who that is, but remind me to look it up. I'll have to remember to look it up. Anxiety, POTS, too much, reliever, asthma inhaler. Yeah, that's the thing. Like this hole in your chest, I mean, it's anxiety. And Celina has Meniere's disease, which it's kind of similar to POTS a bit. There's some other stuff that comes with it, but hold on. I'll show you. Meniere's. This is why also I know too much about Celina and Chris, by the way, because I actually did legitimately watch them as a fan. Meniere's disease is an inner ear disorder. Yeah. An inner ear disorder causes vertigo. See the thing. So when it's an inner ear thing, you can get vertigo just by sitting or like not doing anything. Right. I get this from, I believe it's my MS. I get like these weird, I get like MS attacks for like 3 weeks at a time. Cause I have MS. It's just not progressing. So it's not, I don't talk about it very much cause it's not like ruining my whole body. But I have had these MS attacks where I have this. And I would get vertigo anytime. Like I could get it just sitting, I'll be normal, not changing my body position. Because the thing is, I do have POTS. I've always had POTS. And I recognize when you have a POTS, like vertigo, it's when you're changing elevation, right? Your blood is moving somewhere else. But this stuff, you could just be sitting and then you'll get vertigo. Like it's because it's in your ear, right? So like there's nothing specific that you do that causes a little thing of vertigo. It can just kind of happen. So, but yeah, so she could have fluid buildup, also stress, fatigue, allergies, viral infection, high salt intake. She eats a lot of fast food, like a lot. So salt intake, yeah. She's always under stress and she's always overworking herself. She says that all the time. So her getting constant bouts of vertigo, not really surprising. Oh, also, hold on, you said a name. I was going to briefly look it up. What was the name that you said? Victoria, I think you said, oh, Haley Reese, right? Haley Reese. Let me just look really quick. Haley Reese. Canadian singer, songwriter. Is this her? She's a singer, or like, is she a medium? Oh, she does supernatural stuff, but she's a singer? Wait, hold on. Wait, what does it say? Okay, she's from here. Yeah, like this is all Wasaga Beach. Yep, I always go to Wasaga Beach in the summer. Yeah, she's totally from my area. I think that I watched some of her videos on my main account because this background looks familiar. I think I remember watching some of her stuff. Yeah. But I only watched a little bit of it because it was like when her father died. Yeah, it was something like there. Does she do mediumship stuff? Okay, we'll look at her later. I'll look at her later. All right. It's a form of vertigo, and I get the same kind. Yeah. Yes, I vaguely remember that. Yes, that's her. Okay. There's a concept. So bad, it's good. She goes from bad to worse. Surprised she's still relevant, even with the tween girls. Oh, Celina? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Celina, well, to be honest, Selena's like viewership and everything's gone down, but she's been talking about it. That's the thing. She's been talking about it on her channel and she's talked about it on social media, but everyone on YouTube, their viewership has gone down because they made some changes to the algorithm in like January and it's like messing with everything. So like she asked people like, hey, what kind of content do you want? Because Celina would do all this different kind of content. And she's like, okay, I think she recognized she needs to niche down because the algorithm changed. And they're all like, we all want ghost stuff. That's all anyone wants. So then that's pretty much all Celina does now. And I think she releases sleepwalking crap more on like TikTok and stuff because she doesn't really make money off TikTok, but she does sponsorships, right? Because she's Canadian. We don't make money. We can't make money off TikTok. But she can make money off of Facebook and Instagram Reels and stuff. And so she'll do the sleepwalking there. So, yeah. She was dropped by her label before her album ever came out. Oh, really? And then she became a ghost hunter. Wild. Weird. Okay. I can't remember if Loie claimed to be a medium too. Loie Lane? Like, pretty Loie. She's not a medium. I do like her. She's cute. She watches a lot of Hannah the Horrible now. And Loie has been trying to debunk stuff more because she's now learning that, oh, a lot of this stuff is fake. Like, Loie used to... Is Lane? I can't remember. She used to be like really into the paranormal stuff, believed everything. And then she watches more and more of Hannah and she's friends with Hannah now. And she like now she tries to look at things a little bit more skeptically, whatever. What was that girl's name who was super bubblegum pink with blonde hair? There's a few people that are like that, so I'm not sure. When I remember, I think she claimed to see spirits, but not sure she ever labeled herself as a medium. Oh, like Loie. Yeah, Hannah the Horrible's great. Yeah. I like Loie. I would say, like, if you guys stop watching her because she was too much of a believer, just watch her again because she has been actually trying to debunk stuff a lot now. Yeah, Loie's become more skeptical because she's friends with Hannah now and she watches a ton of Hannah stuff. And so she does enjoy just being scared, but she's trying to look at things more skeptical now because Hannah has taught her a lot about like debunking. So, and I like Loie, like she has just like a good personality. So I think she's cute. But the thing that I really watch Loie for is her breakdowns of ARGs and stuff because I love watching that stuff. And my friend Joan from Ladies Fright, she's starting to do that too. I love ARG like breakdowns. So I think it's fun.
That letting it go thing.
And never do it alone, ever.
Never.
Mm-mm.
That's why I like us as a team.
Yeah.
You just need someone to pull you back.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, that is me for you for sure because I always do stay very grounded.
He does. He's a Taurus, so.
I love
Psychic already knows this, though. Like, yeah, like Loie, she's still like, she still tries to get into the mode and be scared a little bit and believe some stuff, but she's very much looking at stuff very, very more skeptically than she ever did before. So yeah, shout out to Ladies Fright. Yeah, definitely go check out Joan. Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's why I like Loie. She covers those like ARGs and those weird things. Like, oh, what's that manifestation, whatever little short story that was on TikTok or something recently? I told Joan that she should cover it too because Hannah covered it. Loie also covered it too, and they watched each other's video. They were like, we haven't watched each other's stuff yet. Like they talk about each other, and so it's really cute. They're friends now. So Loie did a collab with Watcher BuzzFeed Unsolved where they investigated her apartment. Yeah, and that was more like when Loie was a hardcore believer. She is very like, yeah, she's very more skeptical than she ever was before. All right, Cass, yeah, have a good
You
night.
guys are both Venus. You're just a good time.
The other thing I wanted to ask about, a few months ago I had the surgery, which I was telling you about. Is there just any insight to that, or like where I did go or what did happen? Because I had this unbelievable knowledge of just everything for a few hours, and I was in the room and I was completely sure that there was this.
Oh, that's the like soul death thing. Yeah. So if you watch this video about her and her soul death thing, I experienced being given too much anesthesia when I had my botched wisdom tooth surgery, and the way that she describes this whole soul death crap that she went through. First of all, it's not soul death because she's still the same person, but soul death isn't real. But whatever, she didn't even fake soul death properly. She doesn't understand it. But what she talks about in her experience, I'm like, you were given too much anesthesia. Because like, I went through that too. And considering that her organs are under stress because they're like, there's too much fat around them, that's probably, she's given the normal amount of anesthesia, and her body couldn't process it. Like her liver and everything couldn't process it. And that's probably why she experienced what she experienced. It very much reminded me of what I experienced when I was given too much anesthesia. I'm just saying, like, I don't think it was anything mystical. So.
Other version of myself in the house and the shadow version of myself. And I have felt so unsettled. Like I'm not all the way back in my body ever since that happened.
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah.
So that way I can give you the right information and not just guess all willy-nilly?
Yeah.
Because I think I have an idea, but I just want to make sure. So during your surgery, do you have memories of it?
Yes.
And you knew where your body was?
I got
but you
up
just
out of
weren't
it.
there?
I got up out of it. I thought I had to leave and turned around and saw them working on me and then explained to them after, exactly how they had my head wrapped and things they had said. But I was out.
You were viewing yourself from the corner of the room.
And then they were talking about waking up and I was like, I need to get back in my body. So then I went and I sat on myself, laid back. And then once when I laid back, I woke up.
And when you looked down at yourself, it was you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you astral projected.
Okay. I remember reading a book on that.
Following that, about 3-4 hours later into the night,
Later on.
you
Because like a lot, you can remember some stuff. Like some people can remember stuff when they're put under. You're not. I watched a video on like how anesthesia works, and essentially we have these like building block thingies in our brain. I talk about them in a video where I talk about the science of the soul, and I mean she's just talking to the psychic at this point. Did Lorraine leave? I don't know. Whatever. They're probably going to say that she didn't leave yet, but whatever. Like Lorraine's on hold right now while they talk about this. Okay. I don't understand mediums. No, what they're doing right here is like not even a proper. Okay. Like growing up, if you went to a medium to channel something, you weren't just sitting there having a conversation. The medium would pretend to be the person. Like that's a true channeling, right? This is just, I don't know. They're just gabbing. Like this is nothing. Whatever. Okay. At least back in the day, there was showmanship. People would at least pretend to be people. Like channeler, like if you go look at Bashar, that's how you would do the little entertainment channeling thing, right? You do a little fake channel. You pretend to be the thing that you are supposedly channeling. So anyway, this whole thing's just so dumb.
who had this super connectedness. She could almost kind of see through the ceiling a little bit and kind of see that things weren't
I was explaining an attic that I'd never been
solid,
in.
like, and you like could sense and touch me and sense where my brain injuries were in the dog. You could sense the scars.
I saw their
inside her.
their past lives.
See past lives. It was like hyper connectedness for a couple hours.
He was asking me questions about life and stuff, and I could just answer them, and I don't know where, I've never said those words. I don't know where I got the answers from.
For a moment.
Yeah.
Almost.
It sounds like, well, we all know you're astrological sign.
Yes.
So very, very psychic. You've always been very psychic. I remember telling you that you had connection with spirit.
Yeah.
So you stepped out of yourself and you were assisted, yes. But it was also a very traumatic experience for you physically. So spiritually, you stepped out and you made connection. So someone who was already connected getting extra connection,
Okay.
a part of you probably still has a toe on the other side.
It's what it feels. It's what it feels like. The dreams that I've been having, like I remember after, like I was saying to Adam, like you see them too, right? Because for me, it was more in my mind's eye, but now it's become to this point of it's like outside, and I'm like seeing people with people, or we'll sit somewhere and my ear will ring.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's why I said ever since the soul death thing, she's kind of changed and feels more grifty. So like, she used to talk more about seeing something in her mind's eye or being like given something in her mind's eye and not being able to like physically see things in the environment. But ever since the soul death thing, now she's like seeing more stuff, or she's going a little bit more crazy with the, like a little bit more gutsy with her mediumship crap. And I think a lot of it is because like, even though us debunkers have called her out, still the majority of the people, millions of people still believe all of her crap. You know what I mean? I think that she just realizes it doesn't matter. She can just lie. She can just lie. Everyone's going to believe her anyway. And yeah, this whole like, whatever, she coming up with answers, blah, blah, blah crap. Like, I experienced this with my listen, when I was given too much anesthesia, like it was very traumatic feeling. Like it's hard to explain, but yes, it felt like this kind of crap. And it was very traumatizing coming out of it. And I didn't feel like myself. I felt like something was wrong. I felt like I was in a different timeline or a different like universe or something. Like I didn't wake up in the correct world that I needed to be in. This wasn't my life that I grew up in. I was transported somewhere else. And I felt like I was like not well for a while. Of course, he did mess up my whole face and jaw and everything. So I was sick. But I just remember like I was going through so much psychological crap and also the pain and everything. So I had to do like 3 surgeries. What was it? 2 or 3 surgeries to fix the damage that this fucking dentist did to me. And this damage also started my migraines too. This is where my migraines come from. And then I was in a car accident a few years later. So whiplash. And then that just added to it, a whole thing. So, but like it was like a year or two that I was struggling with this, and I was struggling hard. Like at one point too, I was actually on, there's like a Canadian, like short-term disability thing. And I was on that for like 6 or 8 months because I was having so much mental, like health issues, which I mean, I already had like mental health issues, but like they were intense and it was bad. And I just couldn't function. And I was put on all these different drugs and tranquilizers just so that I would stop feeling, so that I could reset my brain, because I was like struggling so bad. It was a combination of being in so much pain. My sinus cavity was like draining into my mouth. It was a whole mess, right? I never had allergies my whole life, and now I was allergic to everything. Like it was intense. But it was like even the anesthesia thing, I just remember like it was very traumatic. Like I didn't feel like I was in the correct world for like a while. And that's why I said, like, I don't think it was mystical. Because I went and did 2 other surgeries to fix what this guy did to me. And I woke up feeling like normal, not feeling like this weird feeling I felt the first time. And I asked the other surgeon about it, and he's like, oh, he gave you too much anesthesia. That's what it feels like. And I'm like, holy fucking damn. Like, it's crazy. So, hey, Kiwi. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, at the beginning we talked about dating. Then I talked about Lorraine's background and why Lorraine wouldn't have talked to a medium. Why, like, this is just very offensive to Lorraine. And just to kind of talk about Lorraine's beliefs. And now we're just kind of going through the psychic, and I'm just kind of talking about Celina and all the bullshit. So yeah.
So loud, and then I just in my head know exactly what they look like and what they're like, not the words, but I can tell what they're trying to say to me. And it's like but I don't want to approach strangers and be like, hey.
No one wants to be that creepy girl.
No.
Yeah, it's a hard line to
but
dance.
You know, you've always been a little open, and you just flung yourself open.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really shut that door. You can kind of put like barricades in front of it to help you with his like grounding and blocking. But once it's open, it's open. And it happened. We were talking about October earlier, and when I'm walking home in October, I just look at my feet because I'm not sure who's real and who isn't, and I don't
so much
make
energy.
eye contact with who isn't. So
no, that's incredible.
It's great though, and he's an earth sign too, because he definitely helps ground you. He'll help bring you back.
Always does.
Mm-hmm. But with that disclaimer, spirit will try to separate.
Yeah.
And not that they're going to want to possess you or take over you. Spirit doesn't do that, but they're going to...
Make you a little pissed off so you say something wrong or just...
Or they want you to see. And if they have pain or sadness or anger, you're a way for them to feel it, to see it. And if Adam will take that away from them, they'll do anything they can to separate you.
Just so you guys know, if you don't know already, this is all the same spiritual crap that has been around since the Victorian spiritualism era. Like, this is all the lore that they pass on to psychics when you do psychic training. This is all standard crap. This is all standard psychic crap. Goes way back. Nothing new here.
Too.
Okay. Because
So
they
they can
want to
just-
project it on her.
They want someone else to feel it, right?
Right.
Have you ever, like, misery loves company, right? Have you ever been so angry or so sad you just needed to trauma dump on somebody?
Oh, yeah. Same
That's a
thing.
spirit. And that's all they are, really, I guess, because they're that built up. Not all they are, but they're that built up energy, right?
Mhm.
So that's like they're almost their specific goal because they have intelligence, maybe, but not beyond kind of what we see.
Yeah,
so it's like their
more like
core.
they are who
goal.
they are, and a lot of times people
Right.
come back and they're them, right? They have love. Sometimes they're stubborn, sometimes they don't care. They're just there, right?
Yeah.
But then not every person is good, and not every spirit is good. Sometimes people have extreme tragedy. Sometimes people commit extreme tragedy,
Yes.
Mhm.
and those people become spirits as well.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are going to want you to feel that intensity.
No, I believe, and I've noticed that on certain trips and stuff where I get, like, for me, I get nauseous, I get sick, I start throwing up violently, and that happened at the Crescent Hotel with,
Yeah.
like, Sam and
Okay, this hotel thing that happened, if you guys don't know too, this was like she made a big deal of it in like the videos and everything. But so she ended up going home because she was so sick. But then she told people that, like, she ended up going to the hospital and stuff. And apparently she was like going through like, what was it? I feel like it was the diabetes ketosis, which is bad as a diabetic, by the way. Like, essentially it was related to her diabetes because she was eating like crap on the road, and then she wasn't getting enough rest and stuff like that. And essentially her body like just filled up with sugar. You'll puke from it. My ex had diabetes. My best friend who passed away, she had diabetes, like severe diabetes. And so like you can puke from this stuff. You can like pass out. You will pass out. When you have high sugars, you will pass out. You will fall asleep. You get really thirsty. You pee all the time. Like, there's all sorts of like symptoms of this, right? And I remember that somebody did say this was debunked because it was shortly when she got home, she explained that she was sick. There's something with the diabetes, and there was something with something else that she has, because she has a bunch of different like health issues. And it was all that. But then she's like, no, I could tell the difference between puking from a psychic vision versus me being sick. But when she got home, she was still sick, and she went to like the hospital, and they were like, yeah, your diabetes, like this is what's wrong. It's like she probably shouldn't have told people, because it looked really good on camera. But when she told people that she was actually sick when she got home, it was like, okay, well then, yeah.
Bobby and Chris, I was so sick I had to fly home. We were just in Indiana.
Do they ever do something new, or do they just find old tricks and claim it's new? They find new buzzwords. The psychic community, the spiritualist community finds new buzzwords, okay? The new one, the modern day new one, is the fucking vibration bullshit. And spirit, okay? Like, I'll tell you, spirit, this wasn't a thing. Like, if we go back to, like if you go back to, like, the 90s, psychics weren't running around going, spirit told me this, spirit told me this. The spirit thing started when TV mediums wanted to still be Christian, and then also explain why they can talk to ghosts. And they use spirit as an in-between, because like we looked at with the Catholic thing, and well, like Alessio explained, you can kind of get answers through a saint. You can pray to a saint or talk to a saint to get answers from heavenly above, or blah, 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 blah. So like them kind of saying that they're talking to spirit is a way that they can kind of still fit in the Catholic box. And they can say, oh, well, I'm not talking directly to the dead. I'm talking through a conduit like a saint, right? So they can still be Christian. That's a new thing. The spirit thing, this is fairly new, okay? Like, I am older than I look, by the way. So the spirit thing is fairly new. Pretty new. I would say probably 2010s, I think, is when it kind of started. And the vibration thing, the vibration thing is very, well, I think that some people use it as a term here and there, but like it wasn't this popular term that everyone's using now. It kind of became popularized, I would say probably around 2020. Like this is fairly new, this vibration thing. And it just bothers me because it is that new and everyone uses it for everything now. And I'm just like, oh my God. And that's why I just want to like punch people in the face when they say vibration. Cause like everything is vibration now. Everything is vibration. There's no nuance. There's no different terms, or try to be creative, try to be a little bit different, because there are many terms you could use. Try to be different from other mediums. No, everyone's going to just match the same TikTok keyword. And that's what I think it comes down to. It's keywords, because our subtitles get uploaded into the interwebs and then it gets added into the Google search terms. So then when people like find our videos through Googling, it's because of the keywords. So if you use vibration a bunch, then you're going to be showing up in the search. Same with TikTok too. Like this is all about SEO, which I used to work in SEO. So this is all about SEO. That's why everyone's copying each other and just doing the same thing, because it'll end up getting them found, right? Which, like, this is pretty much how you be a content creator. You copy what someone else is doing, you put your own spin on it, you have your own personality, people get attracted to your personality, they stick around. But you have to copy everyone to get found to begin with. And so all these psychics, that's all they're doing now. They're creating their image and themselves based on SEO, search engine optimization. That's all it is. That might be Pentecostal terminology because they do speak in tongues. Vibrations was a term from the Victorian era getting recycled. Yeah, like the term's been around, but it wasn't used to this extent. You know what I mean? Like it was like once in a while people like mention it for something or to describe something in the psychic community, but like now it's like the blanket term. Like you're either low vibration or you're high vibration. And this actually is linked into the cultic milieu, and it's linked into conspiracy theories and some online cults, because the cults that you join that are the spiritualist cults, they'll be like saying, okay, your family is trying to pull you out of cult. They'll actually say this term, and this is where it originally came from. And I think this is what kind of bothers me, not originally, but before it got popularized on TikTok and YouTube, it was being used in cults, and they would say that your family member is a low vibration being and you're vibrating high, and that's why they can't understand why you're here and why you need to stay. They think you're in a cult, but no, you're just high vibration and they're low vibration. This kind of terminology was used in cults for a little while. It's used now too, but for them, people like take it from a cult thing, and now they're like all psychics are using it. I think that's also why it bothers me, because it is very much, it did get picked up by cults hardcore, and now psychics, whatever, influencer psychics are using it hardcore, and that's training new psychics who are now using it. It's just like, I don't know, I can't stand it.
The same thing happened again, and it was just like, for me, that's when I know something's like clinging and just doesn't have anything good to say. Not that it's evil, but it's just like, it also feels like it figures out that I can feel it, other than normal people, and it just gives it all to me because they know I can. Is that sound right?
Normal. That's
okay.
My medium friends and I.
This is standard. This has been around since Victorian era.
Talk about it all the time. Spirit knows. So tell me something. Actually, this is something we were talking about literally this time last week. So this is funny. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and known that you weren't alone?
Oh yeah.
But you knew that you were alone.
This is all standard.
Like no one was
physically
Adam, but
yeah.
You knew you weren't alone.
Yeah.
Because when you're sleeping, your shields are down. Every time a medium is around, spirits are automatically drawn to.
The shields are down when you're sleeping. You're more at risk when you're sleeping. This isn't new. Okay, this is all standard. Nothing new is being discussed here. Nothing, like, she's not getting any revelations.
I'm like a beacon, like a light with a moth.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're sleeping and your shields are down, they're just
literally light. You're a light to the moths, and the moths are spirits. This is part of psychic training 101.
coming.
Okay.
So
I have such a hard time going to sleep, and it's like my brain gets. It's like I start getting all these thoughts, and my brain starts thinking. But then I realize some of
Celina is also neurodivergent. So is Chris. And neurodivergent people, this is what happens when we try to sleep. We also have a running narrator in our head, and people that are neurotypical don't. I didn't know this until like a year or two ago. Yeah. So it's a weird headspace that we're in. We all have trouble falling asleep. So this isn't anything to do with her being psychic.
the thoughts that I'm having, they're not my thoughts.
No.
It's like other people's memories, and it's things that I don't really.
And also as neurodivergent, you do get a lot of intrusive thoughts. And if you think you're psychic, it could come across as psychic visions, which this is what I always thought, my psychic visions, where I was always told that this was a psychic vision. But no, it's intrusive thoughts, because a lot of neurodivergent people, we get these weird intrusive thoughts. I always thought that they were like psychic visions I was getting, but no.
Relate to, but I'm just thinking about it so fast.
No, that's very common. And there could also be anxiety.
Yeah. Hey!
Combination of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that other people that you're with, they're like,
Do they all know they're none the BS? Like Celina knows the tricks of psychics. She knows the tactics the psychic is using. I think that Celina is well aware that she's not psychic at this point. Like I said earlier, I do think that I honestly do think she thought she was real back in the day. And this is based off of, and I will go in and actually do a video on this. We need to look at when Celina came to visit Chris and her husband, whatever, Caleb, Oompaville. She went to visit their house. And she was teaching Chris on how to be psychic. And I'm like, oh my God, this is all the same training that I had. And the way that she was teaching it to her and explaining it to Caleb and Chris, I was like, oh yeah, no, she believes she's psychic. But then it was this last year when she went through her soul death, which is what she's talking about. This is when I think she realized she wasn't. Like something changed with her and she's become more like theatrical. And I'm like, okay, she's no longer just kind of being a little bit more vague and just accepting intrusive thoughts as psychic visions, because that's what she used to do. Now she's getting a little bit more crazy. Although, I don't know, I feel like she also overacted some stuff in the past, because there was the walking off the pier thing. And I do think that that was fake. The Farrar school thing seemed very fake. So like, I don't know, I think there's maybe times that she faked it when she wasn't getting intrusive thoughts, because she knew she was being filmed and she had to do something, right? So... neurotypicals can have an inner voice and sleep problems. You can, yeah, but a lot of neurotypicals are able to like turn it off easier. Like neurodivergent people, there's only a few neurotypicals here and there that have had this inner voice that is constantly, like this narrator constantly going, and sleep problems. And I think everyone can have sleep problems if they're under anxiety and stress, which these two are always under anxiety and stress. Celina has been the entire time of her YouTube career, because her husband's been very sick, not able to help around the house. They've been trying to get pregnant. She kept having issues, like she kept having miscarriages. She's running a YouTube channel. She's writing books. Like it's all very anxiety inducing, right? So her not being able to sleep in general makes sense, right? If a neurotypical, you'd have the same thing, right? But yeah, like most neurotypicals don't have like there's always a narrator in neurodivergent heads. Like it doesn't shut up ever. Like I can't turn it off. It's always going. Whereas neurotypicals can kind of like tell their brain to shut up a bit easier like than we can. So, that's the exact video I'm thinking of. And they go to that weird cellar. Yeah, that Caleb video is what I want to analyze, because Celina's teaching Chris on how to be psychic. And it's like the standard stuff that you would learn from someone who truly thinks that they're psychic. Like the majority of people truly think that the majority of psychics truly think they're psychic, right? There's only a small portion that are actually faking it. And there's two kind of fakers. There's one that started their psychic career, like full on deciding to fake it. And then there's ones that realized that they were not psychic and then decided to keep faking it, right? Your neurotypical have an inner voice. Yeah. I mean, I really haven't met any that are neurotypical that have a whatever narrator that doesn't shut up. So you're different, you know? Can't imagine thinking without words. Yeah, like, I mean, it just doesn't even shut up like when I'm sleeping. It just keeps going. Like all those neurodivergents, I'm friends with like a lot, and it doesn't shut up. Constantly keeps going. So, but yeah, if you have an inner narrator, then you're an odd neurotypical, because all the other neurotypicals I know do not have it, and they can fall asleep on a dime. So unless you're actually neurodivergent, you don't realize that you're neurodivergent, maybe. I don't know. Lost in Space, howdy. Welcome. Hello.
we're fine, Celina. And you're like, I'm not. I need
A minute
yeah, or an hour, or to just go.
Yeah.
to just go.
Yeah, if you ever get to the point where you feel nauseous again, or you feel faint, or you feel like you are not well, please promise me you'll leave. You'll just walk away from it.
And this is like also, just so you know, this is also standard psychic crap. Like if you don't feel well, leave the area because, you know, the spirits is hacking you or blah, 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 blah. You're putting yourself at risk, and it's all standard as well. in general, I think it's just better to leave because it can be anxiety inducing, because especially if you truly believe the stuff, you're going to think something's attacking you and then you're going to get worse. So it's better like walk out anyway.
I think more important now too, because we're always just playing when we do the ghost hunt videos, but now we have this intent on helping people.
See, that's such a huge piece of it, because like I do the ghost hunt.
Okay, wait. Did he just say that they've been faking all of them? Like, what is he saying there? That all the other videos that they've done that are ghost hunting, that they weren't serious, even though Celina wanted to be taken seriously as a psychic. Did he just say that none of them were serious? This is like weird. I don't know why, like him saying that, editor, you probably shouldn't have left that in. Also, she leaves in a lot of mistakes that I'm like, makes it obvious that you're not great. You're faking
with my
it.
friends, and we're doing it at night, and you know we're doing it, but it's also fun. Where what I want to do, it's like it's deeper, it takes longer, it's getting into people's lives and stuff. Is it worth it?
It really depends on what you think is worth it. You will be able to help.
I mean, considering that Celina's like done these ghost videos where she accuses someone of assaying little boys and then burning them in the fucking boiler underneath the school, you're saying that that was just fun? That wasn't serious? Come on, Celina. Oh yeah, he is actually honest. He does let some things slide sometimes. Yeah. Psychic Mafia describes them as eyes opened versus eyes closed mediums. Yeah, that's it. I also don't like those terms. But in a lot of circles, I think it's on a spectrum. Some psychics want to continue to fool themselves. Yeah. Like there's some that I think, and this is where I feel like Celina was maybe in this, is that there's a time where you like kind of realize that maybe you're not psychic, like maybe this isn't real, but it's a period that you go through where you still are lying to yourself. You know what I mean? Like and it's deconstructing. It is deconstructing. And this is why I think it's a period, because it's deconstructing. You either choose to continue deconstructing and leave the whole thing, or you fight your deconstruction, and that can take years, because even I kind of realized it was like, what was it? Like 2000, I feel like it was 2010 when I had two of my friends, close friends, died. And this started my deconstructing of my entire belief structure that I was grown up in. And that's when I started realizing I wasn't psychic. That's when I started realizing everything wasn't real. Like everything started falling apart. And I like put all that on hold because it hurt trying to process that, especially too going through grief at the same time. But during the whole time I was on hold, I still told people that I was a psychic. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like there's maybe a period of time where that's happening because people are still processing that they're not psychic. And I feel like Celina, like, I think some of those videos on the in-between were that period. I do believe that right now she's well aware that she's not psychic and she is faking a lot of stuff. And there's like weird noise and stuff coming from outside. So I'm sorry if you hear it. A bunch of cars are doing dumb shit. But yeah, I think it's a period of time sometimes, right? Yeah. Did Celina do a Jonestown episode? You're thinking of Ghost Club Paranormal, and it was very, very offensive, very unethical, very disgusting. They went to one of the churches that he like started in or something like that, or grew up in, and then they played the murder tapes, the you know, people taking their own lives tapes, but I consider it murder because he's the one that ordered them to. He played those tapes, or the girls of Ghost Club Paranormal played those tapes, and then continued doing a ghost hunt playing those tapes. Disgusting. Then Beardo called them out, and then they organized this thing to try to get Beardo's channel deleted by doing a bunch of copyright strikes in a timed manner so that he would hit 3 and that his channel would be at risk of deletion. And it only kind of stopped because people called them out, people talked to them, and Beardo got in touch with it took a lot of work, but he ended up finding someone at YouTube to talk to, and then they realized that it was all malicious complaints. So they're not good girls. Those girls are fucking evil in my books. Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. Horrible people.
A lot of people. You bring closure to people alive and dead. But it's going to take a lot out of both of you. Your marriage will remain strong.
Right.
if not stronger. But is it worth it for you mentally, physically, spiritually? I can't answer that for you.
Right.
I feel like we need to like choose really important cases that we want to put our energy
Well, we
into.
need to gauge it too. Maybe start with something small and see what we can handle too. I think, right?
Because that's the thing, like the videos are fun and like I've seen my friends run into horrible things, but like I don't feel like normal people where I can always just like snap back into my normal life, right? Like it lingers with me where other people can go and do the ghost hunt, which is awesome, but then I wonder if it's manifested in their lives in other ways. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But like,
Well, I mean, she goes and ghost hunts with Sam and Colby. I don't think that they believe anything they do. And they also react to every little noise and they act like it's a ghost, like a creak, the wind, a bird flying, and they freak out. Like, that's all they're doing. They just overact for the camera because it makes them money. Yeah.
we can't be as ignorant to it because of how deep we are and how spiritual we are. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's, and
And she also ghost hunts with, like, not mediums. She's the medium in the group, so it would probably stick with her, right? Logic would dictate.
people that can just
Let
walk
go.
away
Yeah.
and then it's over, right?
Yeah, I've learned so much about myself and about this world in the past, decade in general. And it's like, I feel like I really could help people, but again, it's balancing it with.
You can, but you can't help everybody.
Yes. And
It's a-
Selena's the kind of person that
Yeah, so much for helping. She just announced good footage will take priority. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, she wants to do important cases. Yeah, what's not important? Yeah, that's true.
loves to try and help.
Oh, no, because especially as this gets bigger and bigger, and I do feel like it will get bigger. People are going to be messaging you and emailing both of you, like begging you for help, and you're going
Nobody has contacted them, by the way.
to feel their pain.
You're gonna want to help them all, just like Lorraine did. They were telling us stories like people called her like every 5 minutes. We need to think on this.
You both
Yeah.
have to say no too, because I know you're saying
Ed and Lorraine were willing to travel the entire country. This is why no one has contacted them, by the way, because they're only willing to travel a small distance because they have a baby now. So that she put it on her stories. I have it saved somewhere. Hold on, let's.
Adam's
I'll
so
look for
grounded
it
and
while
so
they
great.
talk.
You're also ruled by Venus. You care for people.
Yes, absolutely.
He does.
You will listen to a sob story before you even do. So, and it's real people with real pain and real trauma, and you have to say no to quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
And you can say no with resources to other people that can help
right,
them.
Right.
It doesn't have to be just no, but it can be just no.
Yep.
Yep.
I think maybe the game plan is like we try it once,
Yep.
and we see what it takes from us.
And maybe we try and find somebody.
Okay, here's what she posted. If you guys are familiar, this is Ontario. This is New York, kind of. New York? What's this one again? The fuck? Hold on. Let's bring up a map. Oh, hold on. I don't know if it's going to fucking dox me. One sec. So I think it usually loads into your area, right? Yeah, it does. So I don't dox myself. Hold on. Fuck out of here. Okay. Oh fuck, that's gonna dox me too. Hold on. Shit's sake. God damn. Okay. Fucking Christ, bitch. Move to the screen. Sorry guys. Just gonna swear. So it's like here, right? So it's kind of like in this area. I'm not gonna lift it up because it'll dox me. So we have like Cleveland. Oh, so we have Ohio. There's like New York, kind of, Pittsburgh, Detroit area. So Detroit's in what state? What the frick state is it again? Okay, I don't want to dox myself, but I just want to look it up. Give me a map of America. Map of America. Listen. All right, it's a little bit easier. All right. Oh no, this is eBay. I just want a picture. Just show me the picture. Open the image. Oh my god. Why is Google making this harder than it needs to be? So what is it? Ohio. It's kind of like this area here, right? So we have Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, right? It's kind of like this area. Illinois, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan. Yeah, it's kind of like a small area. Pittsburgh, Michigan, Ohio's haunted, sure, in a good way. Yeah, so like this was her asking for people's residential locations, right? So this is a very small area. Even for Ontario, like she's also not willing to go too far either. So like a very small area, right? she didn't get any hits. Nobody reached out to her. Because, you know, Ed and Lorraine were like, they would travel the world. And also they sent their child to go grow up and be raised by Lorraine's mother. So Penny, or Judith, sorry, no, Judith Penny is the underage mistress, right? Judy is the daughter. They both same name and both the exact same age, by the way. Ed was sleeping with a girl named Judith, same name as his daughter, exact same age, by the way, too. They're both 15 when he met her. So, but point is, she actually grew up in her grandparents' house, in her grandma's. In my opinion, I think Lorraine maybe sent her away because she had a feeling, but whatever. But Judy would say that she didn't like staying in her home where her parents were because she was scared of all the items that they collected. And she never grew up there. So she was raised by her grandmother because they were on the road all the time. And, you know, Celina, and understandably so, wants to actually raise her child and love her child and be there for her child. Great. That's probably the better way to go, you know? Although I think Judy probably was better off going to her grandmother's place because Ed sounds like a total creep, but I digress. But that's the thing, they're not willing to travel very far, so they're not going to get any hits anywhere. If they were willing to travel the whole world, they would get hits, but they would have to leave their son to be raised by somebody else, and that's what Ed and Lorraine did. So if you want to be like Ed and Lorraine, then you're handing off your child to be raised by somebody else.
Put it closer to us, or maybe it's something we already suspect or know about that is going to understand if we just be like, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah, just try it.
Just try it. And if it goes wrong, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Just remember protection, and you're not alone. There's a lot of spirits around you that are rooting for you as well. You have a lot of protective spirits. Both of you do.
He's never.
And guardian, protector, spirits, whatever. This is standard.
He's never really touched on his or seen yours or anything before. I know of this one man who I always, when I meditate, I go to and I visit him. And then sometimes it's like a hut. And sometimes there's other people in there, but I never see their faces, but I know him. But Adam, I don't know if you have any insight on that, but Adam has never connected to anything or anyone before.
I mean, for me,
His
over
is
the
more
years,
feminine.
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A little bit gentle, a little bit maternal. But your mother's still around, so it's not
Yep.
your mom. But
But I have lots of family members that could play that role.
That are gone, yeah.
or even spirit guides or
Yeah.
something.
I've always thought his sister was around.
Yeah, that's true.
That would make sense
Yep.
so quickly.
All right, Kiwi, yeah, have a good one. No worries.
Yep.
But yeah, just very wants to take care of you. And yours are very
Laugh Cow, I missed your thing. I'll help you if it's good for me. Is she requiring travel expenses, food, lodging costs too? Yeah, like that's what Ed and Lorraine did. That's what I said. Like, see, we should do a video. Like, you should do like a short video talk about that because like I didn't even realize that was a thing, and they actually talk about it in a bunch of their books. And so he was like, "Oh, I thought everyone knew that." I'm like, "No, nobody knows that. Like, we should actually do a video talking about that because that's expensive. Like, think about if I wanted to go to a trip to Niagara Falls and have like a hotel or somewhere to stay, and then my like gas and everything, or if I'm renting a car or something, then food, like that's a whole vacation. That's thousands of dollars, right? Like they actually fleeced families for that. Then they took their stories, turned them into books and movies, gave the families like 1% of the profits, maybe even less. That's crazy. It's crazy.
pushy.
Mhm.
Sorry, they want you to do everything.
The way he makes me feel is that I'm capable of all and I should be, you know, he's always like, you can do anything that you want and you are capable. And that's how he makes me feel.
Which is great, but also ask yourself, is this what I want to do? If the answer is no, it's okay. I'm going to tell you this right now. If the answer is I don't want to do this,
yeah,
that's okay. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that you don't have a gift or that you're...
This is like normal mental health stuff. Anyone's capable of doing anything. It's a matter of if you have the drive, determination, time, and money, right?
not utilizing your gift.
Yeah.
You also have a lot at stake right now, not just the two of you, but more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we definitely need to try it before that happens and get a gauge on this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so they're talking about doing it because her son was born, I think he's ended up being a Leo. I believe her son was born in August, so this was in June when they went in. Well, it's June when they announced it. I think they went to Salem around July or something. Yeah. 3 or 4 day trips are like $2,000 these days for a single person. Yeah. So like Ed and Lorraine were getting the families to pay for the both of them. Oh, not just them. They had a whole team too. Oftentimes Tony was with them too. And they talk about this on Tony's stupid Seekers of the Paranormal story. And they would be staying in hotels and stuff. So like, that's crazy. They were making the families pay for that shit. Like, I didn't even know that. I'm like, yeah, we need to tell people that more because I don't think people know that. I heard my grandma tell me not to leave the house one day, and the minute I went back in, a bad wreck. It killed someone in front of my house, so I hate being skeptical of people, but I don't think it's something you can just turn on and off as a performance. I don't know, like, I think that there are just like these odd moments in our lives that things happen, but I don't really think it's like psychic or something. I kind of feel like, I know it's like weird, I don't know, this is just like personal beliefs, right? I feel like there is a like fate lines, right? Now I do love like Greek mythology and Egypt mythology and everything. And Greek especially had this, where there'd be like fate would already be woven for you, right? And there's a goddess and there's different people, I can't remember all the things, but they were at like a weaver's thing, like a spinning wheel, and they were weaving the strands of fate, right? And that you could get in touch with that person to change your fate or to change someone else's fate. You could cut strings. Like there's a whole mythology about this, right? And so even growing up being trained to be psychic, and especially doing tarot and everything, which is what my mom like really specialized in, and I ended up specializing in too. So because my mom taught it to me. But it's like you're kind of taught with tarot that when the tarot cards tell someone something, it's because you can still change it, right? It's like that's a line that's not written in stone. You have the ability to change it. But when the tarot cards or psychic visions refuse to tell someone something, when it's hidden or it's murky, that's your fate and you can't change it. So like to me, sometimes I feel like we are sort of on these paths, but I also kind of believe it when you look at like science and time isn't linear. I feel like some parts of time are already written for us and they're going to go a certain way. And sometimes I feel like these weird moments in our lives aren't psychic, but I feel like there's sort of a weird, not to be Doctor Who, but like a timey-wimey or like a, like some kind of fate thing. And you just get like, it's like a vibe or something happens and you're not meant to be on that timeline or that fate line. And that's why this weird thing happened that did this, you know? I just feel like, I don't think that they're psychic. I just think that we're connected. I feel like there is something like invisible energy and stuff, because you can feel when someone walks in a room and stuff. Like, I feel like that is what we're connected on. And it's not necessarily psychic, but just something with that is what we're feeling. That's sort of like my thoughts on it. Can't define it, obviously. And it is just beliefs and stuff, but that's what I kind of feel like, right? So, yeah. Did Celina do mediumship while pregnant? She never carried a baby, so she had fertility issues. Celina has issues. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's something to do with her uterus, but also I believe there's something diabetes related. Every time that she got pregnant, she miscarried very quickly. So they actually use a surrogate to have their baby. So it's a whole journey and a whole story. And like, honestly, it's a good story. It's worthwhile to go check out her story out. She's done a few videos on it. I think it's like very like interesting and good to learn, because in Canada, you can't hire a surrogate. You can't pay. So in Canada, you can't sell an organ, you can't sell blood, you can't sell semen, and you can't sell your womb, and you can't sell your eggs. You can donate, but you can't sell any part of you, because it's like, Canada's like, no, because that's going to turn into a black market, right? So in Canada, to find a surrogate, someone has to offer for free. You're allowed to pay their medical bills. You're allowed to pay anything related to the medical side of being pregnant, but you're not allowed to pay for anything else. And even if they catch you like giving them a gift or something, like a car or something like that, you will be fined. You will get in trouble from the government here. So like, getting a surrogate in Canada is very hard. It's like, it's difficult to get one lined up because there's very limited amounts of them, right? So it's an interesting story. That's what I mean. I don't think it's a performative thing like she portrays. Like I don't think that, I just think that these weird things sometimes happen in our lives, but like, it's not something that you should rely on. It's not something that you can just tap into. Yeah. Probabilistic versus deterministic. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think there's so many things we can't fully explain. Yeah, Kelly, like, I really love physics and I like theoretical physics. And I think that we could find these answers by further delving into like, you know, the little micro world, the atoms and everything. So I think there's something there, but like getting someone to fund that kind of research. Yeah. Like, it all comes down to money, right? So yeah, it's a little bit tough. I think she said her womb is heart-shaped, which caused miscarriages. Yeah, she does explain it in detail in one of her videos. I just can't remember what it is, but it's like her womb, like it won't hold a baby. So she's lost a lot of babies. Yeah, which is a sad story. You know, I feel bad for her for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Lorraine.
Yes, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you.
I'm just going to let her know she can stay if she wants and go if she must.
Yeah, so she was here the whole time. No, it's so dumb.
Thank you, Angel. That was wonderful. Yeah, I think it is just one of those things where, and we've talked about this over the last couple of days, being like, is this the right thing? Because we were really into it, and then like I got super food poisoning last week, and while I had food poisoning, I'm like, I had this overwhelming feeling that it wasn't the right path. But then the next day, I was.
Oh, the food poisoning. Okay, so this food poisoning story is actually. She tells the story like she thought she was gonna die. Like she was so sick. And I totally understand that. I've been there before. She was like trying to write a letter to her son. Like she honestly was in so much pain and everything. And she was puking up like blood or something. Like that was bad. And she was like writing a letter to her son because she thought she was gonna die that night. And it's a crazy story. But then she's telling the story on, this happens on the Can't Sleep podcast, by the way, when it's her and Chris doing a podcast together. And that story was interesting, whatever, like, you know, entertaining story. She's a good storyteller. But then they start insulting Canada, and then they start insulting free healthcare and just being very, like, privileged. Like they're all rich, right? So they can just afford anything they want. And it just came across really privileged and really fucking annoying. I don't want to see rich people talking about how, oh, the poor people's healthcare sucks. Yeah, I went to a private one because I can afford it. Like that, it pissed me off. I did not like listening to that fucking shit. That pissed me off so mad. I was so mad. Anyway, so that was like last year's podcast. I thought it happened like later than that, but no, it was around this time. Yeah. Is this the woman whose life was lived bouts Oh yeah, she has bouts of vomiting in her. She has issues with her organs and with the diabetes and stuff. But no, this was food poisoning. But I think because like, well, she ended up paying for a private healthcare, and she went to an internalist. Like that, it's private healthcare in Ontario now. You can pay for some private healthcare. It's a slippery slope. People aren't happy about it, but so she paid for some. And I think that essentially from what I remember is that the private healthcare person told her what the first doctor told her like 5-6 years ago, is that there's too much fat pressing on her organs and she needs to lose fat because like the fat's literally, because she collects all her fat like in her stomach area. My fat goes all over my body. I'm like all, you know, whatever. I'm fat, but it's all the entire body. You know, so it looks a little bit more like people don't know how much I weigh because you can't tell because and I'm tall. She's very short. So all her fat is like where her organs are. So essentially as internalist, if I'm remembering correctly, because I remember going, well, okay, well, the same guy told you this like 6 years ago. So like you just paid to get the same answer. Anyway, she was told this like years back that she needed to lose weight. And then essentially she was told that again. Yeah. So yeah.
I was like, but no, like, I don't know. I feel like I want to do it. So I think.
And also anyone who's watched this later, this is not an open opportunity to like insult her body or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, it was silly that she's bragging about being able to afford private healthcare. And then they end up telling her the thing that free healthcare told her before she got rich, before she was famous on YouTube. Because she was told this like, pre-COVID or around COVID time. So
trying it once and like putting the feelers out there, because if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. We did a video out of it. We figured it out, but yeah, there we go.
So you're going to go forward and do it.
Okay.
Is it going to be easy? No.
No. Okay.
But what in
Sometimes
life's,
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
what in life's fun and fulfilling if it's easy.
Exactly.
For the main part, like I just.
oh yeah, I forgot. So this Kelly, I just remembered this Kelly medium. And I think it was the video I pulled up from 2 years ago. She constantly interrupts everyone. I forgot about this. She just did it here. If you watch the video from 2 years ago, she like interrupts the other psychic that they're with. She interrupts Celina. She interrupts like Chris. Like it just felt like I was like, there's so much main character energy in this room right now. Like you get, 3 psychics in a room and then 1 Chris who also, main character energy. It's just like, it was just so funny to watch the whole thing. So I'm like, they're all interrupting each other constantly. I was just like, I just remember that she does it a lot.
Kind of like we've learned through like doing our haunted item videos, like we're good at helping things move on. And I feel like there's just spirit sometimes that's stuck that doesn't really.
Yeah, and the haunted items thing, you can just lie. You're like, oh yeah. Because she's like, oh, I found this at the Goodwill, and I just knew it was haunted, so I brought it home, and now I'm going to make a video. Come on. I hate constant interrupters. Yeah, like, people have ADHD, and, like, I have ADHD, so, like, I get that. And the thing, like, I still interrupt. If I'm excited about something or I'm really enjoying the conversation, I will tend to interrupt more. And I don't mean to interrupt. Just remind me, right? But if I am interrupting, I'm enjoying my time with you. Like, that's the thing. I'm enjoying having this conversation. I'm enjoying talking to you. When I don't interrupt is where I've learned to stop, because I had to train myself how to do therapy to do this, because I was getting in trouble at work, you know? So I create like a serious tone in my brain. And if I'm in a serious conversation or a serious situation, I shut the fuck up. And I sit and I listen. I don't remember everything that someone says to me, and that's the problem with ADHDers, because you have a thought. That's why you interrupt, because you have a thought, you know it's going to go away. What I started doing at work is I started writing it down in a notebook so that I would remember to bring it up later. But sometimes I get into these serious discussions with people randomly online or through a panel or something, and I don't have a notebook beside me, and then I forget to answer some of their questions, right? But yeah, it's definitely a problem with ADHDers for sure. Yeah. I feel bad about her health, but I question absolutely everything she says at this point, which is unfortunate. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, her sleepwalking videos are silly as well. She says that she can make it happen by eating chocolate or cheese. I don't know anyone who sleepwalks that can just make it happen. Like funny enough with me, I sleep text. It's really fucking weird. And I told this story, I think, in my last live. I had like a whole fucking experience where I found out, like, it's really random, but what's her name? Nancy Pelosi? Is that the one who's missing? Oh my God. The lady who's missing, the older lady who's missing. I had a whole thing where they found her body and everything that happened. And I like fact checked it. I Googled it. It was all true. And this was apparently a dream. And I didn't know, but I ended up like writing a comment under one of my videos saying like, oh, look, they found her body and didn't match the psychic, what the psychic said. And I didn't know I wrote that. And then recently someone commented on it and they're like, are you just fucking with us? Like, what does this mean? Like, are you just like trying to be a troll? And I'm like, oh my God, I sleep text. I dreamt this thing. I talked about my live recently. I dreamt it. And I went onto YouTube and like wrote a fucking comment in my sleep. It's the weirdest thing. I know, sleep texting is the weirdest fucking thing. And normally when I write, it's you can't understand it. Like, I'm not, it's like I'm sleep texting. I'm asleep when I'm doing it. So it's all gibberish. But for some reason, I don't know, I was able to do it on YouTube and it made sense. Nancy Guthrie, that's the one. So like if KK was still in here, she'd tell you, I end up sleep texting her, and KK likes trying to decipher it. She looks at a keyboard and tries to figure out what letters I was trying to hit. I don't take Ambien, but I have insomnia. And this is why I do think I sleep text. I have insomnia. I tend to only sleep text when I'm having like bad anxiety times, like really bad or like really, really stressed and stuff. But I've never slept text accurately like this before. And I'm just like, whoops. And then I think someone's like, I don't believe you. I'm going to report you to YouTube. I'm like, okay. I'm like, but it is a thing I do, and it's rare I do it. But the thing, it's rare I do it. I can't make it happen. And for her to say like, oh, I can just eat chocolate and cheese and I'll sleepwalk. Come on. Like, no, you can't just make sleepwalking happen. Everyone I know that sleepwalks, you can't just turn it on. It doesn't work like that, you know? Yeah. It's so stupid. Yeah. Nancy Guthrie, yeah, do it, take Ambien. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then, so I do get sleep paralysis constantly. So, oh, Jesus, my bottle just popped. So I have really bad insomnia, and sleeping pills don't work on me anymore. Yeah. What'd they report me for? Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, go ahead, report me for, I ended up editing like the comment. I removed it because I'm like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. And I put under the thing, I'm like, yeah, I sleep text. Sorry. It happens. I'm like, you can watch my last live. I talk about this story. I didn't know that I slept text. I talked about the story of my dream. I didn't know I wrote it under here, but okay. But yeah, it's just crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's like, so sleeping pills like stopped working on me. so my neighbor's like, oh, I have some Dayvigo or whatever. She's like, it works great. So I end up getting some Dayvigo. I'm probably saying it wrong. And I get sleep paralysis a lot. So Dayvigo, I know I'm saying it wrong. It does put me to sleep, but no, it makes sleep paralysis happen, and it's intense. I took one, like the first one I took, it didn't work. Then they're like, try 2. If one doesn't work, try 2. So I tried 2. That worked that night, but I had some sleep paralysis a little bit to start. And then the last time I took it, I only took 1 because I was like, okay, maybe 2 put me in sleep paralysis. So I took 1. That was the worst sleep paralysis I've ever had. I heard someone right at my ear. Yes, KK, that's Fanficaholic. That's my best friend KK. I sent her sleep text. So this fucking, oh my God, sleep paralysis I had. So I purposefully keep my eyes closed when I have sleep paralysis because I just know. I'm like, no, I'm not going to open my eyes. I leave them closed. So this one though was like a thing. It was right by my ear. It was like on my back and it was breathing really heavy. And it was like, and it sounded like some kind of weird animalistic thing. And that's like the worst sleep paralysis I've ever had in my life. So I'm just like, I'd rather have insomnia. This fucking scared the shit out of me. Like, nope, I'm not taking this Dayvigo stuff. I'd rather just have insomnia. So yeah. I hate my sleep talking and night terrors. Yeah, that's the thing. Like night terrors are rough. Yeah, they're rough. If you don't remember it, that's probably a good thing. Yeah. I have dreams where I know I'm sleeping and I scream at myself to wake up, but I can't. So sleep paralysis is kind of that. But you're like not having a dream. So I do lucid dream because my mom taught me how to lucid dream to help me with my nightmares. She taught me how to like change my dreams. So usually when I know I'm dreaming, I just kind of change it and it's like a story and I have fun with it. Right. But sometimes like there are nights where I just have a bad dream and I get stuck in something and I wake up kind of screaming or crying. I've done that a few times. It's rare. It's rare. But the sleep paralysis is like, I'm not dreaming. Like I need to wake up. My body is still happening. Why does it always involve terrifying creatures? So essentially, from what I've been told, is like you tap into like a certain part of your brain when you're dreaming, and it gives you like imagination, right? You're in like this other world. So when you have sleep paralysis, your brain is still in that other mode, but you're like another part of your brain's like, no, you're awake now. So you're like weirdly hallucinating because you're aware that you're awake, but you're not awake, and you're hallucinating your dream. So it would just be a dream that you're in, but because you're like hallucinating it and you can't move, it makes you panic, and then you essentially see the most horrible things because your brain is panicking. It's like, I don't know. I know I've read up on it. I'm like, this is the craziest shit, man. But so I purposely close my eyes, and I always have crazy audio hallucinations with my sleep paralysis. I'm too scared to open my eyes because the audio is bad enough. I don't want to see what's in the fucking room. Right. But I've never had a creature like the audio is always like, I would say if I had to explain my sleep paralysis audio, it always sounds like something's coming, like UFO kind of sounds or something, like a mechanical. And I always have a sense that something's coming to get me. Something's coming in the room in a minute and I need to wake up or it's going to get me. Right. And that's usually the sounds I hear. And I just have like a feeling like, when someone's in the room, but that's why I'm like, I will not open my eyes. I don't open my eyes because I'm like, I'm scared. But now I've been practicing so essentially I can kind of like wiggle a toe or something when I'm sleep paralysis. They're like, cause I used to just sit and scream. And, you're not actually screaming in your dream. In your head, you're screaming, but you're not screaming in real life. And even when I woke up finally from sleep paralysis, I don't wake up screaming, where I've had nightmares where I wake up screaming and crying, and it's totally different. So now I'm practicing this thing. They're like, calm down, wiggle your toes or your fingers, and just keep trying to wiggle them more, and that'll bring you out of it. So that's what I've been doing now, and it works great. It's been working much better. Usually my toe is what I can wiggle. But when I took the Dayvigo, I can't wake back the fuck up. So that one, they were intense. Like, nope, I can't deal. I was gonna say, why not hallucinate butterflies, fairies, or something fun? Yeah, essentially, it's like you're kind of going like this panic brain that something's not right and you're in trouble, and it like triggers some weird freaking hallucinations. So, I guess it's rather have my dreams where I'm stuck on the couch than scary monsters. Yeah. What if sleep paralysis is tied to alien abduction stories? I think it is. No, I honestly think it is. Because my sleep paralysis, my mom always like, I got abducted by aliens. And I'm like, no, you're in the next room snoring the whole night. Like she always, oh, my mom's a huge alien person. She'd always talk about being abducted last night. And she was such a loud snorer back in the day. I knew that she wasn't abducted because I was up all night because she was snoring. Like, she's so freaking loud. And I'm just like, no. So when I experience sleep paralysis, it sounds like a ship or something. Like it sounds like, and it's like mechanically, I'm like, if I believed in alien abduction, I would totally think I'm being abducted by aliens. But sleep paralysis happens to me so often that like, I know it's not aliens. But that thing is like, I could see if it rarely happens, that someone could totally believe that they were abducted by aliens for sure. Yeah. So, but I think like, that's why I've never believed in alien abductions, because my mom was so hardcore about it. And I'm like, I'm such a light sleeper and I already have insomnia. And it started when I was like 12. Like it kind of started when puberty started. But it's just like, you weren't abducted because I heard you snoring all night, you know? So I think that kind of like broke me out of the alien thing. Also, X-Files annoyed me. It was like, I was enjoying it at the beginning and there was a bit more supernatural creatures and cryptid stuff. And then they went all aliens and it was all aliens all the time. My mom was obsessed with it. She also made me watch Star Wars and Star Trek and anything alien TV show she made me watch. And I fucking hated aliens by the time I was done. So I think that also turned me off aliens. So I dreamed I was pregnant with a cat the other night. Oh, that's so funny. Like full out thought it was a baby, but it was a cat. So even my normal dreams are weird too. I would say like it's like Salvador Dali sometimes in my head. Is the best way to explain it. All right, this video is like pretty much done, but let's see what else
I
I
can
have to say.
go, and that's what I'm hoping to run into. You know what I mean? Make connections with people and help move things on.
Those can be really sad too. A lot of times spirits that are stuck and they don't know that they're stuck are mostly children.
Yep.
And that's
Or old people, I find.
Yes.
What? Mostly children or old people? I don't know what book they're reading from, because usually the standard is they're usually spirits that have unfinished business. Since when is it mostly children or old people? Okay.
Old people too, because they're so in and out of it. Old people are a little bit easier to deal with than
the kids.
Yeah.
Not as stubborn. They're not as.
No, it's just less traumatic. Like they're a little bit more accepting of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're just feeding each other their own bullshit. They're deciding that this is what it is, but the standard is people who have unfinished business. That's the standard answer. Not like her answer is old people. Celina's answer is children. The standard answer is unfinished business. If it's children, a lot of times it's because they don't know they're dead and that's their unfinished business. You know, old people sometimes you'd be like, okay, well, they maybe died with dementia or Alzheimer's, so they don't realize that they died. Like that sometimes is the logic. Oh yeah, they're just saying shit at this point. They're just making up shit at this point. Yeah. I believe in aliens more than I believe in ghosts. I don't think aliens visit the Earth. No, I don't think that they visited the Earth. The universe is so huge. There's obviously life in other places, but I think that there is life in our own solar system, but we're only looking for carbon-based life, so we're never going to actually find or experience the other kinds of life that's out there. That's what I kind of think. But I do think there's carbon-based life forms like us, but it's way too far away. Like, we're never going to meet each other. I think that's by design. The universe has designed it that way so we don't kill each other with germs. I honestly think that's what it is. There's just something about Celina that irks me. She seems disingenuous. Yeah, and she seems more disingenuous like this past year than ever before. Like she seems more and more fake this past year. Yeah. Dream Me asked my bestie what to do, and she said seek medical attention. I asked how to explain birthing a cat, and she said, well, you'll get a visit to the psych ward too, but it'll be okay. That's so funny.
Kids just start thinking about all the things they wanted to do.
We ran into this little boy, and it's when I realized how connected Adam was, because he picked out the story of the boy who was in this bear, and it all came through completely validated by the Alice box. And I cried by the
Oh my god, so a gadget. Okay.
The video, because I could literally see him. Like, it took so long to get him to like his mother, who was kind of waiting for him. But that was an interesting one.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
It was really my pleasure. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Just remember to stay safe.
Yeah, that's the scariest part. We're gonna go to that go buy a big hunk of selenite at the yes, the silversmith. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was weird and juicy and strange, and to this day I still think about that day because it just felt very much like the phone conversation that I had with Lorraine. I didn't feel like she wanted to talk to me, but I felt kind of like a stubborn aunt where she was like, okay, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Do you know what I mean? Like it felt like that for me. So the truth is, Adam and I want to help people with their haunted locations or people who are haunted in general. Truth is, yeah, I've been to an exorcism. I've been to crazy haunted houses that there isn't a single YouTube video about. It's actually crazy because today Adam and I are going on a ghost hunt to a place that you've never seen on YouTube. It's actually going to be filmed for our To Be series, the season 2 that's coming out, but I want to start helping you guys. So there is going to be a form or an email down below. So if you guys are having any crazy paranormal activity that's plagued you, your family, or your home for all of your lives, please reach out. We'd love to make a video about it, get down to the nitty gritty, find out where it's coming from, what it stems from, and maybe help you live a better life. And no cost to this. There's always weird Reddit posts like, she's trying to get money. No, I just want to help you guys.
No, you're going to make money off your ad revenue though. And you're like here you had a promo which they pay thousands of dollars. There's your sponsor. Thousands of dollars for someone her size channel. How big is her channel? Almost 4 million. Probably 10K, 15K, something like that. And then she makes ad revenue too, which how many views is she at? 85K views. But yeah. She made a big chunk off this video. Yeah. So this is what I was kind of waiting for is her to go to these residential locations. And then I was planning to critique the fact that she's monetizing residential locations. And then I was going to get into everything about her that's wrong with her. And I've been collecting stuff for like a long time, like 2 years or something. Better question. Why wouldn't Lorraine talk to skeptics to prove the afterlife instead of to Celina? Yeah, because skeptics, like that's the whole thing. Like there were skeptics back then. They were part of the, whatever it's called. What is it called again? The CFI. It's called CFI now. It was called Psychop back in the day, CSICOP. And it was, what's his name? I'm so bad with names. I can't remember. There's like a big skeptic. He always was, trying to push them and trying to like debunk them. And there was a bunch of skeptics from that organization and from elsewhere that were always debunking them, but they would avoid the skeptics, Ed and Lorraine, because they knew that they were selling bullshit. And so they would rarely show up in a place that a skeptic was at, especially since the Sally Jesse Raphael episode. If you guys don't know it, just put in YouTube, Sally Jesse Raphael and Lorraine Warren, and watch that interview. It is a shit storm. Like, it is bad. It makes Ed look like a psycho. And then if you look up the Snedeker, I think it was like, I want to say like Inside Edition or something like that. So if you look at the Snedeker, actually, let's just find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. Ed and
Work
Lorraine
with-
and...
Oh gosh, everything. I do everything. Palms, the dead, demons, all.
Oh yeah, why isn't it still playing? Oh right, because it's premium. Right. Ed and Lorraine Warren, Snedeker, interview. Let's see if I can find it. This one's actually pretty short. Oh, this is the Sally Jesse Raphael one, by the way. Unhinged, totally unhinged. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was still it was a Snedeker as well. It was a Snedeker. But hold on, where is that interview? Where is it? I show it on my video. I do a Snedeker haunting. There's my video there. I show it on my video. Can't remember, where is it? No. How did I find this thing? It was like such a bad interview. Like Ed lost his shit. I just don't know what the timestamp is in my video, but I might have to bring up my video because like I don't know where the fuck it is. It was like a reputable station. I just can't remember. Shoot. Okay, like it's actually hard to find. Hold on. Let me just bring up my video. There it is.
A haunting
believe it was
in Connecticut.
I believe it was Snedeker. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Was it a hoax book? Let's move out. Why would they likes with more? What do you think? Okay. Let's see if I can find the transcript. Transcript. Interview. Oh, you know what it is? It was part of someone else's video and they talked about entity. It was, I think this is what it was. Okay, where is it? Da, 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 da. If I could remember the freaking clip. I think this is Sally Jesse Raphael.
This was not the first time he had acted inappropriately.
Oh yeah, it's a paranormal scholar thing. Okay.
Well, have you ever seen the movie Entity? It's more or less like that movie, yeah, but it doesn't care. You can be sad and you get right in there.
Might not be this one. And that's when I went and like identical. That's what I mean. Mother wrote writing words talk. Ew. Oh, what is that one? I can't remember what it was now. It was Ed yelling. There's gonna be too many instances of Ed. I'm gonna have to figure it out, and maybe I'll like find it and then link it below. I feel like it was Snedeker, but like maybe it was a different case. I just can't remember. It was like A&E or something. Ed Warren yells at journalist. It's just going to keep bringing up the, yeah, it's probably just going to keep bringing up the Sally Jesse Raphael thing. He did yell at these people. These are skeptics from the CFI from back in the day, or Psychop, it was called back then. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it was. Gosh, I have to go looking for it. But he ends up screaming. He ends up screaming at this freaking reporter, and he's like yelling at the top of his lungs, and he's like, "No, you're a liar. No, you're," and he's like screaming at this reporter, and like just the way that Lorraine kind of holds herself when he's doing it, I'm like, ooh, yeah, this guy has like major anger issues. Like Lorraine was she just stood there waiting for it to go away. Like she just stood there waiting for his freak out to end. It was just like the craziest thing. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it was part of somebody else's video is how I ended up finding it. So I have to go looking for it. It's going to be a search. All right. So, I mean, this ends the Celina crap. I think the moral of the story here is that she's going to probably start traveling to more locations. Was it the Smurls? Maybe? No, the Smurls was when he was yelling at the reporters, the newspaper reporters, the TV reporters. It was Snedeker, because then they also reported on the neighbor upstairs. Like they showed her too. So actually that's, maybe I can find that. Snedeker, neighbor upstairs. Snedeker. Snedeker haunting neighbor upstairs. I think it was like in the middle of the tape library or something. I think that's the neighbor did also show up in the Sally Jesse Raphael thing too. That's the other thing. So hard to say exactly. Transcript. See if I can find neighbor maybe. Oh wait, it'd be spelled American, right? Neighbor? Okay, it was this thing. So it was...
We're well aware. I worked there during...
Oh, here we go. Snowball 323. Hold on, wait. That's the channel. Snowball 323. I think that's who had it. Snowball 323. See if I can find that channel. I think it's this one. I think this is like a really old news thing.
It's intangible, and it's very dangerous.
I totally agree. I've never seen a green monster. I've never seen a monster of any kind.
Went up and touched my back and
I think
just
it's this one.
slid up my back and back down.
These are the Warrens, a couple that have followed the trail of the paranormal wherever it has led them over the years.
What we're saying here is that in many homes that are what the funeral homes.
Yeah, here
and I was going to swear that why the H isn't it upstairs? Why isn't it?
I know the audio
At
sucks.
this point, I asked for the name of a priest who the Warrens claim had visited the house. We wanted to speak to him as an independent source.
There is no priest, there is no this, there is no that. What is this? Because of this nut up here almost ran you down? Hey, this is baloney. Come on, let's get out.
I'd like to discuss it some more if we can.
Yeah. I'm not discussing anything any further.
I think your credibility is
I don't care about credibility, pal.
We contacted the priest named. He wouldn't appear on camera, but said there were no plans for an exorcism.
Yeah,
He did say,
was
however,
like, it's just like kind of weird the way that Lorraine was following him, because my ex had like anger issues, and you gotta watch how like she holds herself with him. Like she's used to this, you know what I mean? And she just goes along with whatever. Like she's not gonna interrupt him, she's not gonna say anything, because then he'll start yelling at her. Which there is actually talk that he would beat the crap out of Lorraine too, so.
At this point, I asked for the name of a priest who the Warrens claim had visited the house. We want.
So you see like Lorraine backing off there?
At this point, I asked for the name of a priest who the Warrens claim had visited the house. We wanted to speak to him as an independent source.
There is no priest, there is no this, there is no that. What is this? Because of this nut up here.
And Lorraine's like looking away. I know, like this. Listen, I used to do this. I used to have this body language with my ex.
Almost ran you down. Hey, this is baloney. Come on, let's get out.
And then you just follow him. Like that. If you don't follow him, then he'll start screaming at you.
Discuss it some more if we can.
Yeah. I'm not discussing anything any further.
I think your credibility is.
I don't care about credibility, pal.
We contacted the priest named. He wouldn't appear on camera, but said there were no.
Yeah. How did the Warrens become famous? Public access. And like I said earlier, I think because of the UCLA Paranormal Lab and that medium that I showed at the beginning of this live. Because the UCLA Paranormal Lab had a Hollywood actress who started and funded the whole thing. So she had connections, and I think her connections helped with make the Entity movie. And then Mary Pasquarella is the psychic who trained Ed and Lorraine, and she also had connections to the UCLA lab, who had connections to the woman, the actress, who then had connections to Hollywood. Yeah, that's pretty much how they got their movies and books and how they became big and everything. And they kind of like dominated the East Coast, but Mary Pasquarella is actually who kind of set them on the map, because she was the first psychic in the Amityville house. The Amityville house is really like what really set them on the map, but she was the first psychic in. She said it was very disturbing and everything. That was sort of like when she stopped being a psychic. She quit because of that case, and she handed it off to Ed and Lorraine. Yes, the press like called them in, but actually she called them in. And then that's sort of how things happened, right? So it's about who you know what I mean? I worry maybe she had some mental health issues. She exploited her, and she's both afraid of him, maybe thought he was her savior. Oh yeah, no, like he definitely, I watched enough footage of them, especially watching Secrets of the Supernatural, which was their public access show. He would speak over her or like shut her up sometimes, like just the way that he kind of acts around her, because I was in a very abusive relationship like this before. You can tell that it was an abusive relationship, but this was at a time, like, you got to remember, they were pretty old. They got married in like what, 30s or something like that, 40s. You can't get a divorce at that. You know what I mean? Like if she got a divorce, she'd be left with nothing. So you just kind of stay in those relationships. You know what I mean? When did Ed and Lorraine Warren get married? I want to say like 1940s. Yeah, 1944 is when they met. They were married like, 45 was like a year later. So it's like you don't really get divorced back then, right? like as a woman, it would leave you destitute. So I think she just stayed with him because of that. I think that's why she didn't fight him bringing in like a underage girl, and why she stayed in a polyamorous relationship. You know? Oh yeah, he was a crappy husband. And if you want more proof about the polyamory and everything, you can go check out my friend Stevie, Truth or Demon podcast. She did a video, podcast. She did a video actually talking about the mistress, and because she also did an interview with John Zaffis, who was a cousin of Ed Warren, and he was not just a cousin, but he actually went on all the cases and everything. Like he was a regular. He would always be around them. So she ended up, where is it? She ended up covering this, and here it is. Yeah. So she covered this. She gives all the pictures. She gives the account from John Zaffis and everything else that we've collected over the years, and the account from Judith Penny, who was the mistress. Everything's in there for the most part. There's obviously stuff too that exists that, you know, isn't in there, but a lot is in there. There's even pictures. See these pictures right here. There's a locket that had Ed and Penny in it. That was like a friend of ours used to be part of Nesper, and he gave us a bunch of pictures that he took of this stuff. There's a painting too that Ed did of Judith Penny, and he gave us a picture of that too. So like this actually happened. The question is, did he groom her? Like, did he move her in at age 15 and wait until she was like 17 or 18? You know what I mean? But like, even if he waited, I still feel like he groomed her. You know what I mean? So, and it was weird because same name as his daughter and same age. Like that's creepy to me. I don't know. I feel like it was accepted back then. It was to a certain degree. Like they didn't tell people, like the family all knew. It was like a worst kept secret thing. But it was like the society kind of didn't make as big of a deal as of kids being hurt in that sense. But like Judith Penny, she was arrested for truancy because she was attending school, but she was arrested for truancy because she moved out of her house and moved into a house with 2 adults. And clearly people knew something was wrong and they reported to the cops. Back then, of course, the underage girl got in trouble, not the man. And then they made her like report to her probation office every week, and I guess maybe they were hoping that she would out him or something, but like that isn't a way to go about that. So it's crazy. Yeah. Catholicism prohibited divorce. Actually, yeah, that's the other thing too. Lorraine probably didn't want to get divorced because Lorraine actually was devout. She like even went to like Catholic school and everything, like the hardcore Catholic schools. And she was a Sedevanticus. Like she was devout. She was actually Sedevanticus. She believed all this stuff. So that's why else she probably didn't want to divorce him and just accepted this mistress thing, you know? There was an interview with Enfield Poltergeist investigator Maurice, who said Ed was nothing more than a book salesman. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Same, I was verbally abused and thought maybe I was just projecting. Oh yeah, no, like I was like verbally and psychologically abused, and like he had anger issues and all that. So it's like when I watch all this footage of them, I'm just like, dude, like, that's thing. The mistress said that Ed, like many times, Lorraine wouldn't shut up, so Ed would punch her in the face to shut her up. And one time he punched her so hard she like flew across the floor and like was actually very severely hurt. And then she went around telling people a demon did it to her. Like they were on a case that a demon did it to her. And that's how she explained away her bruises. This couple is sick. So like, you know, Celina and her husband wanting to be like them, I feel like do your fucking research. You do not want to be Ed and Lorraine Warren. Like, come on, you know? All right. So that's the future of Celina, it looks like, which means that we're probably going to end up making that video that I haven't made yet, because the video I haven't made yet, I've been waiting to see if they were actually going to follow through on this bullshit. And if she's actually going to do residential cases, and if she shows like kids, oh my God. So the other thing I have too, I've been recording all this. Celina, when she had her baby, she's like, I'm only going to show my baby for like the first, what did she say? The first 5 weeks or something like that, because all babies look the same for the first 4 weeks or something stupid. She said that Chris also, her best friend Chris does true crime. She's like, don't ever show your kids, you know, you're putting your kids at risk, which yes, I agree. I totally agree with that. Chris is constantly saying this on her social media and everything. What is Celina doing? She no longer is like hiding her baby's face. She takes tons of pictures of them. She does videos of them. And also her and her baby's likeness was stolen and put into AI to sell fake products. And she's still showing her kid's face online. Like, fucking stupid, man. I don't know. Yeah. Remember Ryan Buell ended up being super messy as fuck. Yeah, we talked about him at the beginning. Weird parallel with the Perrin family case and a woman hurled across the room. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But there was other witnesses there that were actually like good people. The other paranormal investigators, they were like not known fraudsters or anything. They were always well respected. So I don't think anything bad happened with that. I do think that was maybe a psychological thing, but I don't know. That's what I wondered. I was in a 22-year abusive marriage due to being devout Baptist. It's often not even about the laws so much as the church congregation itself. You fear, oh yeah, and you lose your whole community and everything, right? Like mine, I was in this relation for 15 years, and it was mainly like a lot of guilt. Like if I left, that he was gonna die essentially, and there was that guilt that kind of got put on me. And then also there was just a point where it's like we lived together and like there's finances combined, there's just like all this stuff. It's like how do you come up with a plan to leave when like your money and where you live is, you know, you share it, right? Like it's difficult to get out of. It's difficult to plan, especially when your mind isn't good because you're being like psychologically messed with every day, so you can't really think straight to like plan well, you know. So it's very messy. Yeah. I somewhat recently found out that a pair of my grandparents of that generation were swingers. Yeah, that's what a lot of people like. That's a lot of swinging started happening because it was still, even in the 70s, you still didn't want to get divorced. It was only like 70, I feel like 74 or 78 when they passed the laws that allowed women to be like paid equal wages and allowed women to have like their own bank accounts and everything. Like it's very new. Us having rights is very new. People forget this. They just assume we've had it. It's very, very new. So like divorce, like being accepted is very new. It's not really that old that we've had these rights, you know? And that's why they're able to roll them back so easily, I think, in my opinion. I'm so out of the loop. I don't know who Ryan Buell is. He ran the show Paranormal State back in the day. I feel like 2010, something like that. And he had Lorraine Warren on the show. And the thing is that I believe John Zaffis removed the post because I couldn't find them again. But I remember him posting a couple times because Ryan and other people be like, oh, well, we took the artifacts on the road all the time. And then they would show pictures of Ryan and Nesper with Lorraine and the artifacts. And then John Zaffis posted a couple times that apparently Lorraine had really bad dementia at that point. She didn't know what was happening. So she was put on Ryan's show and she was hauled around with the Annabelle and all the other shit. It was after Ed died when they started doing this and after Lorraine started apparently having dementia. So Lorraine didn't realize what they were doing. She would not have approved of these artifacts going on tour because she wasn't in her right mind. So not good people. That's the point. Oh, and also before she died, Ryan borrowed money off Lorraine and never paid it back. And Lorraine hated him. So, and he keeps bringing up his relationship with Lorraine. She hated him by the time, it was years before she died. She hated him. So he's a piece of shit. He always had Lorraine on. Yeah, they took advantage of Lorraine. She wasn't in her right mind. Yeah. Debunk Haley, Disney sponsored Reese. Yeah, well, we'll take a look at her. I know I watched a couple of videos of her, but she wasn't really doing anything fantastical. Just kind of meh. So I'm taking a look at some newer stuff. I somehow never watched him. Yeah, that was around the time that I kind of fell out of the paranormal and I wasn't consuming content anymore. Because when I kind of fell out of the paranormal, it was Ghost Hunters that was still big, and Jason Hawes. Jason Hawes was who I kind of, that was the big guy, right? And so when I come back and I watched Ghost Adventures, I'm like, what is this freaking garbage? Zach Bagans is so fake, And then I started watching some YouTubers. I'm like, oh, well, this is better than the TV because TV, Zach Bagans is so fake. And then I figured out, like, I found some of the debunker channels, and then debunking the gadgets. Cause I'm like, I didn't really know what the gadgets were. And then they explained them and I'm like, oh, so it's all just a bunch of BS, you know, the gadgets are a bunch of BS. And I think it was when I saw one of the YouTubers start to use a phone app that I was like, what? And then I think that's when I started kind of Googling and watching some of, like, I think I watched some Mr. Gray Mythos videos and watched some Beardo. I know I watched Side-Eye Guy, but like Side-Eye Guy, I don't think I watched any of his gadget debunks. I think I just watched some of his stuff that was like history or something, I believe. It's like historical debunks, I believe, is what I caught from him. He was just funny, so I kind of watched him because he was funny. But Beardo, I really enjoyed his debunking stuff. And Mythos and Mr. Gray, it was some of the gadget stuff. Oh, and when Cody and Satori, that whole thing happened, that was like a big thing too. That's when I kind of discovered like more of the debunkers and stuff. So yeah, it was huge. She told them to bury an entire piano. How did anyone think that was normal? Wait, really? Lorraine said that? Yeah, she wasn't in her right mind, apparently. Supposedly, I mean, John Zaffis has deleted the post since, and I think he did that, you know, because he wrote them out of anger. He's a good guy. Like, he is a good guy. We do know him. I think he wrote the posts out of anger, but then deleted them because, like, he doesn't want to talk about her mental health, you know. Like, he feels bad bringing it up publicly like that. But I think he wrote the post out of anger because Ryan Buell, he angers all of us a lot. And he was posting this stuff bragging about, oh, well, Lorraine, she was okay with this. And da-da-da. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of clips of her saying she wanted the artifacts to go to, like, the Vatican to be, like, locked up or whatever, like, so no one touched them. And it just kind of seemed weird on suddenly one day they were touring with it all. And it's like, well, yeah, she had dementia. Apparently, supposedly, you know, whatever. John's office posted a couple of times, but he deleted it. So, you know. Yep, on Paranormal State, she had a demon-infested piano. Wow. Yeah. How... This is where, too, like, Celina and people, like... I mean, Celina's not that much younger than me, but I feel like there's, like, this small period, like a 5-year period, where, like, some people got pulled into some really weird TV shows, like Paranormal State and Ghost Adventures, and it started this weird YouTube, like, paranormal phenomena of people that are just, like, god-awful. You know? I do not think they would approve what's happening right now. No, they wouldn't. And that's the thing, like, I posted some of the clips of Lorraine. I have one clip, and Stevie has more clips, and she has actual newspaper articles with Lorraine's, like, quotes. Stevie, if you go follow Truth or Demons podcast on Facebook, you can get all the Warrens tea. Like, Stevie digs up everything. And she's got a few posts where she talks about it. And also on Facebook, obviously, we've been fighting with Ryan Buell, and Nesper and other people. Oh, and Matt and Elton. Yeah, Stevie's gotten into it with Matt and Elton quite a bit. Matt Rife actually blocked Stevie. So there's a whole other, like, world of debunking on Facebook. And it's mainly women, too, which is kind of fun. Because, like, Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast, go follow Ms. Paranormal on Facebook as well. She's excellent. Then we have Kat as well. She's one of the ladies. And Luna, too. And Stevie. And then I kind of just sort of share their stuff. But those ladies, like, they do a good job on Facebook, putting people, like, explaining things and putting people in their place. Like, Stevie's always getting death threats on Facebook. Not death threats. She's getting, I'm going to punch you in the face threats often on Facebook because people don't like that she tells the truth. So it's kind of funny. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this stream here. We went very long. I know I don't mean to go this long, but, like, there's a lot of side tangents. So yeah. I never paid for cable with MTV when Catfish was new. Now I'm obsessed with Catfish reruns. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, definitely go follow the ladies. They're excellent. All right, I'm going to wrap up here. If I remember, I probably won't, but if I remember, I'll try to put links of everyone I discussed in the details below for people on replay. I often will forget. So if there's a mod watching this later or something, feel free to throw links in too. So. All right. But yeah, thank you guys for coming by. I appreciate all the support and hanging out with me. Why did I not know you're live? I put it in the group chat, Taryn. Taryn's like so not. You're like so out of it today, I swear. I love you. All right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kels. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you, Taryn, for popping in at the last minute, but it's all good. I love you. Hey, Florgo. Hey, chat. Hey, Taryn. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.